recapping last week, you guys had after I believe we picked up last week out of the underground, the warehouse there. You ran into Mika and Angela Kryn, then you ran into the Avachi, and then worked your way back up to. So you had received a message from H3. Vago had secured a ship for you guys to make an escape, and that turned out to be a trap, essentially. As you showed up, we're surrounded by Nikto guards and Wookiees who had tried to delay you, capture you, etc. But after a very drawn-out battle, you were able to escape in the ship with everyone in tow. And we had left you guys taking off there. Was there anything else at the very end? I think Mika had mentioned going after Vago, correct? That Zonnos likely had him.
Yeah, I think we're trying to decide between that, picking up the refugees, and yeah.
So, yeah, we'll pick up right there. You guys are basically pulling away in your ship to go wherever. I guess, yeah, what do you guys want to do at this point?
Well, I mean, we want to go pick up the refugees. That shouldn't take long, whereas going to try to find Vago could be a long, protracted battle.
Yeah, we could run at the refugees and I could take a little rest.
Yeah,
I don't think we've rested since I got my ass kicked by
Yeah, same.
Yep.
Nicktoons and Wookiees. I think there were Wookiees there.
Yep.
Oh, and don't forget about those creatures back at the skiff before we came to the ship.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Verbal thirst.
Verbal thirst. Yes.
What's that, Dab?
Need vowels anyway.
Refugees, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you guys
wants to get his lightsabers.
I have just fully accepted that that's just not going to happen. I'm not worried about it. Well, I am worried about it, but I've given up.
As you guys are pulling away, it doesn't take long for a message to come over your comm system in the starship, and it is you recognize it's kind of a doubled voice of you hear someone speaking Huttese, and then kind of over top of it translated by a droid. And Mika perks up and recognizes his brother Zonnos, and the voice comes over, and it sounds like quite an announcement, whatnot. And Zonnos just saying, he's just saying, people of Nar Shaddaa, it is me, the mighty Zonnos, and I have found someone that is responsible for the murder of my father, mighty progenitor Papra and Giliac Duresto. They will be given a fair trial within the hour and executed by my hand. Justice will be done. And then the recording loops, and then it cuts out. Looking around, all of you guys are there and accounted for. And Mika speaks up and says, he must have Vago. He must have set the trap, saying that Vago set up the ship for us to get, and that probably knowing that we worked together, everyone would come and take the bait. I fear that if we do not stop this, it will only allow Zonnos to tighten his grip on power here on over the clan. I think we need to do what we can to stop that.
But
All
we all
right.
agree this is a trap, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure we're all on the same page with that part
Definitely.
of it.
Uh, well, I am tapped. This is gonna be rough.
Well, you said you got an hour, right? So we can show up right in the nick of time.
Seems like we'd be
Um,
cutting it close.
Sorry, I misspoke. The next morning.
Oh, that's
Oh.
much better.
Okay, I was like,
I just looked at my force points and I have a grand total of 2 out of 16.
Yeah, we'll just die. It's okay.
Yeah.
So Mika says, actually, Angela chimes in and she says, you know, I have not been in contact with Vago in a few days. I do understand your suspicions here, and likely Zonnos is trying to lure us to him, but there is also a great possibility that he does actually have Vago. I think it would be good to try and save him if possible. But perhaps if we prepare ourselves well enough, we can still handle the challenge. And Mika kind of nods and you know, acknowledges and echoes that sentiment.
yeah,
Well, I
let's
think
rest up and formulate a plan.
now, how do we want to handle the what's the name of that species, Todd?
The Avachi.
The Avachi. How do we want to handle the Avachi? Do we want to collect them now and keep them on, have them stay on the ship until we're ready to go? Do we want to? Might be a little bit difficult to get them on board while we're running from whoever Zonnos sends after us.
See a scowl come over Mika's face immediately, and if he sees anyone that kind of look at him and notice, he tries to hide it, but it's tough, and he says, they have been fine hiding in their shadows this long. I think that if you still feel the need to pulp them out, they would manage themselves another day or two. Surely bringing them along could prove to be a hindrance.
Oh yeah, no, they look totally fine. Yeah.
Don't forget our magic whistle, though, in case we need help.
Oh, that is true.
Does that work outside of the underbone?
Where's this execution supposed to be?
Likely, Mika chimes in. Likely, Zonnos is in the throne room. Very likely sitting on my father's dais as we speak, assuming power of the clan. If it will either carry out there or in the grand dining hall. I'd expect him to put it on display, though.
Well,
I see.
Yeah, he seems like the type to be for theatrics.
Well, I suppose there isn't much to wait around for. Let's get rested up and then, deal with that.
Do we have a place to park this tug?
Angela Kryn chimes in and says, we can find a landing dock in the lower depths. It will be safest, and I will try and reach out to a few contacts to make sure that our discretion is preserved.
Yep, sounds good to me.
All right, let's go find a place to park this thing.
All right, Remy, do your thing. Piloting check.
Oh, yeah, that was coming. Hey, not bad.
Getting better at this. Practice there on the squadrons helps.
Yeah.
So, you are able to fly this borrowed shuttle, glorified, if you will, that down into some of the lower depths of Nar Shaddaa, and Angela Kryn directs you to this landing dock, similar to the one that you just left, but definitely much less glamorous. You're able to dock there and head off. Go from there, finding a place. If you want, just head right to a place to bed down for the night. You could stay on the ship.
Can we find another La Cantina Inn?
You try, yes.
We do that.
Give me Dab, give me an investigation check.
Haha!
All right, so you are able to find one, but this one is this one does have free Wi-Fi, but free HoloNet, but it does not have breakfast in the morning.
No.
Compromises down on these lower levels.
Where you make your money back.
Yeah.
I guess if that's the only one we find.
All right, so you guys head down there and able to grab some rooms. Anything else, or are you guys taking your rest?
Can we put in a formal complaint about the last La Cantina Inn we were at with this one, or is this a franchise?
Franchise, yes.
Let's go to
Damn,
bed.
man.
All right, so
Yep.
you guys are all able to get rooms as needed, and Mika and Kryn have decided to stay back on the ship, as it would probably not be a good idea for Mika to be wandering around out in public. So he says that he will be fine there on the ship. Kryn offers to stay behind as well. Measure of security. They stay there. You guys are able to rest up for the night. So everyone, full rest. It is the next morning.
All right. Well, I guess we get cracking. Head on over.
Anything
What's
else?
our plan
anything-
here?
Yeah, you guys do anything in the morning, or you just head back to the ship and then kind of go from there?
I'd say head back to the ship and then go from there.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you guys show back up. Mika and Kryn are there. Kryn is, there's some very limited supplies in the what you would roughly call a galley in this ship. Having a snack, and you guys come in, and Mika just kind of gets right to the point. So, what is the plan here? What do you guys think? Miss Kryn and I have been discussing this, and there are some things that I would like to take care of within the tower, within my father's tower. So we are thinking of heading in ourselves. But if you guys can get in and get to Zonnos and Vago, we can meet you later. Back up.
Any back doors that we could know about?
Very likely everything is going to be guarded quite well. That is one thing that I will be trying to take care of, is trying to turn some of the guards over to our side. I think that with the right amount of persuasion, I can turn them over and release them from Zonnos' allegiance towards Zonnos. That being said, there is, to put it lightly, no, there's not really any backdoor. There are ventilation shafts. It would not be easy. It would be, in fact, pretty difficult, and I would not know where to begin telling you how to travel through those dark, dingy passageways, but that is potential. If you can just run through the tower, basically, as you likely escaped the last time, just going the other way, trying to be stealthy about it, you might succeed in that route.
How big is the tower, circumference-wise?
I mean, it's pretty big. Why do you ask?
If there isn't a back door, we can maybe make a back door.
Okay.
And I pull out some explosives, or we can create a diversion in the back with some explosives and pull some people away from the front while we make our way in through the front.
Right. I mean, this is definitely a massive tower. Just kind of the structures of the buildings on Nar Shaddaa. Yeah, it's pretty massive. So I mean, that's certainly possible. Do something like that, but like, are you thinking, like, where are you thinking of creating this diversion? Ground level?
Yeah, probably opposite the entrance towards the back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, just, yeah, away from it so you can run in and, yeah. So, I guess clarify that, there would be, yeah, multiple entrances and things like that, but there's not like a discrete back door, per se.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
So what if we create a diversion at one entrance and just make our way in through the other entrance? Boys.
Sounds like a plan.
Better plan than I've got.
Works for me.
What's yours, Kate? Let's hear it.
Oh, I said it's a better plan than I've got.
Right.
You
And
have
I
a
said,
plan then.
Let's hear it.
Oh. So, my plan only works if we have starfighter support. I was thinking maybe we could hit the roof, fly our ship up there and jump down onto the roof, kind of do a drop in. But I'm certain that there's going to be some sort of anti-air defenses up there. So
Mika
it
gives
was
a
over
nod.
before it started.
Yeah, Mika gives a nod at that and says, "Yes, there are defense systems up at the upper parts of the tower. It's not the worst thoughts. There is the defense cannons they are strong, but they're very slow to reload. So if the ship can take it, or you're able to maneuver, you might be able to, gain access in between. But as far as any other support, I'm not sure I could provide anything there." And he kind of turns to Angela Kryn, and she's kind of already, you can see her shaking her head. But yes, that's not something that the CSA would very likely provide support on, even with my request.
Fair enough.
Mika, this was your father's tower, yes?
Yes, it was.
Did you have clearance into this tower at one point?
I did, but that is
What-
very likely the key words there, at one point.
What did that clearance consist of?
In regards to like access code or something, or
Yeah. Did he have like a key card? Did he have an access code? Was there a secret handshake?
He just says that there were, especially most of the places, it was mostly free moving around once you get inside, but anywhere that was a little bit more secure was basically like an optical sensor type lock that just scanned the hut and knew who they were and allowed them access.
And Mika believes that that's been reprogrammed.
Yeah, he wouldn't be surprised that if not, that it would still be alerted or sent alert Zonnos of his presence. He used it.
Well, you guys thinking distraction and go in from the other side?
Yeah, that sounds the
Seems
most
like a
logical
good idea to me.
way to approach it.
We could use explosives, or we could just plow the Honda Odyssey that we stole a couple sessions ago. Sounds like Cade's in.
Well, you'd have to go back and find that speeder. But
Yeah. All right, explosives it is, I guess.
works for me.
We
Let's
also-
in case Mika, in case there's a couple guards there that are able to turn over to Mika's side, let's try not to kill anyone with them.
Cool.
Yes, that would be ideal. I will, Miss Kryn and I will stay behind and allow you to create this diversion. And once you've gained access, I believe that do be aware that my brother is likely expecting you. And while the distraction, should give you some time to at least get inside initially, they will very much be seeking you out. But I have faith that you all can handle that on your way to get Zonnos. But at that time, as they will likely be focused on you, Captain Kryn and I will sneak in ourselves as well, and I will begin doing what I can to realign some of the guards for our cause.
You're going to sneak in with us?
Nope, I will come in later.
Okay.
That doesn't. I mean, we might have to off some guards. It's not going to do a lot for your case. We can do our best to keep them alive, but even if we injure some, it's not gonna. They're not gonna be too. Not gonna think too kindly of us.
Of you, yes, but in these circumstances, I think that that's the cost. I don't believe that the any guards you run into, would directly associate you all and myself. I think there will be enough of a separation that I can make my presence known. The guards will likely still come after me for other reasons, laid upon by my brother. But if I can turn, any other guards that I run into, be fine. I am not expecting you to go in and leave guards behind for me to try and recruit, if that's what you're after.
All right.
I mean, they knew what they signed up for, being the guard of a hut.
This is very true.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah.
Kryn gives you a huge eye roll.
Aw.
Man.
All right. So who's causing the distraction then?
Well, I think we're gonna rig up a minor explosion on opposite side of one of the entrances. We can delay detonate it, remote detonate it, and then Do we still? We should still have one of their radios. Perhaps we can listen in to see if the distraction works and they head that way.
Hmm.
That's a good point.
Yeah, yep. I think you grabbed a comm, right?
Yeah, we had one of them from the tunnels.
Yeah. Doable.
So yeah, I say we give it a try.
All right. Well, sounds good to me.
Let's go.
So I
Alrighty.
guess
So
fly us in close.
Mika gives you wishes you guys luck. I guess if you're flying up there first, head off.
And if I don't know if, well, yeah, Mika or Angela's probably got some sort of comm link that we can stay in contact potentially if we need to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, I guess have Remy fly us up that direction, not all the way to the place, obviously, but close enough that we can walk up to it.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So Mika and Angela give you some suggestions on where to land to get to. That would be a good distance to then go towards the ship or towards the tower. So, Remy, go ahead. Another piloting. At 20, nice.
Hey.
Getting the hang of things. All right, so you very inconspicuously fly the ship up to this location suggested by your hut companion, and set down, and see no one is wise to your arrival or anything like that. You guys settle down and are ready to head off. It's a couple blocks to get to Popper's building. Do your thing.
I have 2 breaching charges. What else we got?
I think I got a couple grenades. Well, I got 1 grenade. If you need more,
I have
Riggs, you-
1 breaching charge.
Okay, good.
I think I'm
Riggs, you got any?
I've got a thermal detonator.
Jesus.
I've got a couple frag grenades.
I think
R2
a
is
breaching
like
charge
literally a
should do
walking
it.
bomb too.
It's true.
Sacrifice.
Initiating self-destruct.
You know what? From the ground floor, Todd, how high up is this thing? How many stories?
I don't know, a ton.
And we can see a ton of floors from where we're at.
Yeah, I think like if you, I thought it said, because even when you're up on the balcony earlier, or in the dining area, and then kind of the outside, did have windows. Yeah, it was very far up. So
I'm thinking, should we set the charges on the first floor at ground level, or should we maybe do it at like second, third, fourth? My thought is, if we do it first and everybody goes scrambling to the first floor, they're not going to see anybody. So they're not going to know what's happening. But if we do it second, third floor, it forces people to that floor instead, diverting people away from the first floor, further away from us when we sneak in through the first floor.
Sound logic.
Mika does chime in, and he says that actually is an excellent idea. All of these service lifts for the building do start at the second floor. Perhaps it would lead Zonnos and the guards to believe that you all are trying to hit the main way up and down in the building straight away, then coming in through the front.
Hey, all right.
That'll work for me. But then we'll have to, you said the service lifts start on the first floor. We'll have to take the main lifts up then.
Well, not service as in like service elevator. Sorry, just the lifts in general.
Oh, well, that's where we need to go, though.
Correct, but getting into the first,
True.
into the main entrance, I think is priority one, and
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Let's do it.
there are definitely lifts on most sides of the buildings. So if you can get them to the second floor and going to one side, as long as you guys can make it up to the second floor on the other side of the building, you should be good.
All right. So now the question is, we're just going to float a breaching charge up there and detonate it?
Clearly, the one who flies is tasked with this responsibility,
That's
unless somebody has a jetpack.
I do not.
My backpack has jets.
My one-shot character last week had jets, and he died. So last week that was 2 weeks ago.
Ayo.
We need to get some people in this party some jetpacks. We need some Mandalorians.
Mika looks at you, Dab, and Cade, and kind of mostly Cade, and he looks over, and there's just like a little tool sitting on a bench somewhere, and he reaches out and he grabs it with the force, floats it across, and he says, "I'm surprised that you have not thought of other ways to
Well,
help out this situation."
now see,
I've got no need for hokey religions.
easy
Not how
partner.
the force works.
In Cade's defense, I can't believe I'm saying that. He started off by saying, "What are we going to do? Float it up there?"
Yeah,
So
I was,
easy, boss.
I was thinking that, but Dab might be able to more finely manipulate the controls on that charge.
Takes a
Yeah, if you
while
wanna
for the info to run from from your head to your mouth, huh?
Uh-huh.
Who are you talking to? um,
So we have Dab fly up, plant the charge, and then remote detonate it once we're clear.
yeah.
All right. I love when a plan comes together.
Just continuing
I do
that
that.
analogy. Good.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
Alrighty. You guys are stepping out of your starship, heading your way with your plan in motion. You guys being discreet about your travels towards the tower.
Yeah.
Loud and boisterous.
Being
Loud and
discreet.
boisterous. No, discreet.
All right.
And the name of the game is going to be stealth.
Are you? Do you guys still have your Order of the Twin Moons get-ups on and all that, or?
Yeah, I didn't put the Jedi robes back on. I
Okay.
didn't think that was a smart idea.
All right. So still a little bit in costume, if you will. So yeah, give me stealth checks all around then.
Really got to get next level so I don't have
Ah,
disadvantage
Christ.
on these. Come on! Come on!
Oh. Is it? What do you got?
Add,
Let's
Why
go.
do you got
gamer.
disadvantage on it? Armor?
because armor. Yeah, I'm going to add Defiant to that. Nice. Just going to burn
16,
that
17.
right away.
R2. Wasn't R2 the worst one last time, or was it HK that always shit the bed?
HK
R2
always
always-
should have been.
R2
Yes,
always
really?
sticks
Yes, you
out.
did.
With a
Oh yeah, you're right.
11.
R2 has a +6, which is whack.
But I just thought you rolled like shit last time. All
I
right,
could've
so
sworn- yeah.
16 for Cade with his Define. We got a 17 for Dab. 25 for R2. Remy with a 19. HK with a 12, and Rix with a 17. So pretty good all around. So you guys, with the aid of your disguises, is helping really not draw any attention to you as you head towards the tower and get up there. Give me perception checks as you guys roll up to the building.
So we gotta scout this thing out too and see. There's guards outside.
All right.
Well,
HK's got those
what's up?
sensors tuned in.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
HK is eyes peeled, and you guys come up, and you do see. I mean, there's definitely some activity going on. Most of it looks like just standard pedestrian traffic, citizens and whatnot of Nar Shaddaa. But HK does notice, and I'd say probably, I guess Remy, you got up there pretty good too, and Rick, yeah. That it does look like there's a pair of Nikto guards at a first floor entrance there on the side that you're planning to plant your explosives.
All right.
Any turrets or any security measures that any of the group notices?
Nope, around here, no. It's just the entrance and yeah, just these two guards down here. You guys would remember, I guess, enough that the getting in. It's somewhat of a, call it like a corporate lobby or hotel lobby type thing where it's, they have the two guards outside keeping an eye on, probably a little bit more alert given the situation, but in general, people could come into this building and for whatever reason initially, and then try and go from there. Getting access, trying to request a meeting with Papra or whatever.
Behind them is Durasteel.
What's that?
Or is the door that they're guarding Durasteel?
It does not look like it, no.
What does it look like?
Actually, just like a heavy glass. Some type of a clear material.
Do you guys want me to try and speak to them about the great things about the Twin Sun Order and see if you guys can sneak in behind them? Doesn't sound very exciting, huh?
I mean,
Is this the
I do want that to happen. Zach wants that to happen, or Zed, or whatever you guys know my name as. But I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Now, so this is the side of the building we were planning to put the explosives
Yes.
Yeah.
on. We're putting them inside the building or outside the building?
Outside, right?
Correct.
That's
Making it look like
that's what I
someone's trying to
interpreted.
Yes.
So the guards, if we get behind them, that doesn't do us any good, right? We still need to be outside the building to plant the explosive.
Yeah, I think, Deb, you're probably just saying though, is that an alternative to sneak in though?
Yeah, I'm giving an alternative plan here where maybe now we can sneak in.
Gotcha.
Since I can try and distract them while you guys sneak in.
Are there any other guards nearby, or are those like the only two?
Nope, it was just the two that he pointed out.
We don't know that there aren't more inside.
Right.
Typical action movie canon.
Yep.
Okay. So we always get up close to them and then just silently kill them, and then. But if there's more inside, that wouldn't help us.
Yeah. Too many things can go wrong there.
Suppose Dab could also potentially fly stealthily over them and plant it and not be seen.
Or stealthily right next to them and plant it on the floor.
Yeah, I mean that's another option too. if they don't see it.
We weren't trying to kill too many people with this explosive.
Well, adapt. You gotta be adaptable.
Yeah, adapt
Yep.
and adapt. Let's do it.
Dabble do ya?
A
little-
dabble, do ya?
I am little, aren't I? Okay. So what's the vote? Original plan?
Yeah, so we plant
think-
the
Yeah.
Yep.
explosives, move around either side of the building, stay on comms, detonate it, and see if it starts drawing guards that way so we can get inside.
Yep.
I'll camouflage myself, burn some force points, and I will plant 2 breaching charges.
Forgot you could do that. Why you guys wasting all this
Yeah.
time?
That's that's what I was wondering. I kind of forgot you could do that, which was really the problem. Just the visual aspect of it.
Oh,
So
well,
I
that's
think
why
we're good.
that's why I said dab, because I knew you could go invisible.
I mean, theoretically, I can burn a bunch of force points and
You've
make
been
us all
holding out on me
invisible.
this whole time.
Please,
You've had 2
nah,
pairs
no,
of gloves this whole time.
What is that from?
Dumb and Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
I was
Okay.
straining to find the quote, but
Right.
all right. So you guys find a nearby alcove, alleyway next to a nearby building. Sights on Papara's tower, paying attention to the guards before you, seeing the location where you want to place this. So dab. Go ahead and do your thing. Give me a stealth check at advantage as you make your way there. Oh, wow, a 2 and a 5?
Woo-wee.
I'll burn a lucky for that. This is important.
Yeah.
Hey-oh!
All right, man, you're only at a 1 in general? +1? Yeah, I guess.
Guess I should have
Makes
gone
sense,
not
right?
invisible with a +11.
Really? Nice. All right, so as you have gone into your force camouflage, you are able to get up there discreetly and quietly enough without drawing any attention, getting up to the 2nd level where you'd like to place these charges. Are able to do so, and taking the time to do so, get them rigged up, and head back to your group.
Do we just see, like, as we're watching, just like 2 charges, just like
I would
on the
say
wall?
that they would, like, once he pulls away from him, I would imagine that they'd lose, because I think like the force camouflage counts on things you're carrying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he flies away, and yep, they just kind of show up. But you make it back to the group on standby.
Still invisible, I'm gonna fly up to Cade, and in his ear, I'm gonna go, "Hey, buddy!"
Jeez!
Cade, what's your passive? Over a 12?
Passive?
4.
Yeah, it's a 15.
Okay. Yeah, so you hear the flutter of Dab's wings, and I guess Burley, you'd probably kind of sense him a little bit too, but so he would
Okay.
not throw you off, but you can give him a show if you want to, make sure you keep his ego up.
One of these times you're actually gonna sneak up on me, and I'm gonna have a heart attack, and I'm gonna die, and you're never gonna get to fight me. You'll just win.
The end. This has been Tempest Feud. Good night, everybody.
Should have took a stab at him for the way he won WrestleMania.
A dab stab. All right, so let's do it. Kaboom.
Well, no, we gotta get to the other
Do we
side of
want
the
to
building, right?
get to the other side and get in position first?
Oh yeah. Part
Yeah.
2. Phase 2.
All right, so
Important
give me Rix, I'll allow you to keep yours. Everyone else, and Dab, you're good. So droids, Remy, and Cade, stealth checks, please, as you guys continue making your way around the building.
Come on,
Oh,
son.
Christ.
Come on. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
R203. Ah, no.
A +6. I just don't know why I always roll so bad on stealth checks.
I don't have a 7 and I rolled a 5.
All right. So luckily, Rix and Kate are doing pretty well at just drawing attention from the group, but in a good way that isn't drawing attention, I guess.
Toss a little rock with the force over behind someone that seems to be
Yeah.
looking at R2. Just
So you guys are able to kind of weave through a few other buildings and make it around to the front, to the side that you want to enter from, and there you do see there are 2 guards standing there, as well as we're on the other side.
Should, as soon as the explosion starts, should one of us go running up to them and like be like, it's a whole army of people on the other side storming the tower?
I mean,
If they don't leave, yeah.
if they don't.
70,000 Toydarians.
Oh
They
God!
have it,
They're here. Okay.
if they
Who's
have
gonna
it,
do it?
You,
you got the
Dab,
detonator, right?
Yeah.
Dab, you're by far the most well versed at deception.
I'm also invisible, buddy.
That is a good point. Anyone else
Isn't
good
a
at
burning yet.
lying?
No, not particularly.
What are we trying to do? If they don't run off, go up there and
Yeah,
convince
who's
them to
got the
run off.
best performance or deception?
I figure at least one of them will run off.
I could persuade them, maybe. I don't know if I could deceive them.
More good at talking nice than talking mean. It's kind of strange for a bounty hunter. That
I'll
was
persuade to get some information. I'm not saying I can't lie.
that's fair. That was also a really good masterclass on the English language right there. More
All right,
good.
Rick, you're up. Kaboom.
All right. So as you guys, as you hit remote for the detonator at your placed charges, there's a click on the remote. A moment or two as you wait, nothing happens, and then finally, massive loud explosion. Immediately, the 2 guards standing there are just turned to each other, hands to their blasters, and you see one of them. They kind of looking at each other, and you can tell like they're frantic. They don't know what to do, if they should leave their post. One of them reaches down and does grab a comm link. And seems to be kind of listening in and trying to figure out what they need to do.
All right, get going.
We should hand the radio over to Dab to try and get them to go over.
Oh damn, that's right. We do have one of their comm links.
Give it to me. Give it to me quickly.
There you go, R2. I set it up, and
Yep.
glad
yep.
somebody knocked it down.
Quick, enemies at the gates. We need everybody out here. Let's go.
And there's you're surprised, but you can see the Nikto, but as he talks, and then you hear in the comm link, and he says, "Please confirm. Should we leave our post? Please confirm." Then it comes back to you.
Yes, we're all going to die if you don't help. Let's go.
Right. Give me a persuasion check at advantage.
Deception?
It was persuasion.
Or deception.
I should've-
Either or, your choice.
I actually have them the same. How about that?
All right.
Nice.
So you just hear acknowledged from the other end, and the 2 guards they just look at each other, and they just run inside the building and disappear, and the front door is currently unguarded.
Give them a 5 count and then let's go.
1 Mississippi.
The hell's Mississippi?
2 Mississippi. Okay, go.
All right. Good thing we know how to count. Intelligence of 8. Here we go.
All right, so you guys rush up to the front of the building, get to the door, and you are met with a solid, heavy glass door that is in your way.
Is it
the
locked?
door?
Did you try to pull it
Oh,
open?
It's shut behind them, apparently.
Yes.
5 count was too long. God damn it, that's on me.
Can't you do like the magic hand thing?
What, you just want me to... I can... I'll just get out my lightsaber and cut open the door.
Okay, do the magic hand thing.
Do your jazz hands. Come on.
Is it locked? Is the door locked?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
don't
Kate,
see
do
it,
jazz
like
hands.
you don't really see. Give me Rix. Give me a investigation check. All right, so you don't really see like any handles and whatnot on the door, but right at the end of your investigation, you notice a small panel to the side of it that looks, probably the device to try and to open this thing or whatever.
R2, you want to plug in here? Or
Sure,
whoever's
I
got
can
slicer's kit.
give it a shot. I got a
Beard's
slicer.
kit.
Yeah, slicer's kit R2, go for it. All right, very nice. So you're able to get in quickly and get that thing open. The thing whooshes to the side. Actually, this door goes up. Cooler. This door flies up,
It
this
is.
large glass panel, and opens up, and you can hear, as you guys come in, you can hear, footsteps and some chaos in the distance, but before you, there's just that large kind of lobby-style entrance, and there are sets of stairs that go off to the left or right, and they go up, and then they go up like a flight, and then they turn, and then they reverse back, still continuing upwards. And it's something that you would remember from before, where you take those stairs up to get to that level, to get to the lifts to continue your climb up.
Okay,
No.
let's
Let's head
go.
that way.
We
And
probably
I guess I would
wanna-
say too that comlink we use to communicate with them, probably keep that on so we can hear any other communications they have
smart.
going
Yeah.
back and forth.
So there is, speaking of that, there is, a lot of chaotic chatter that comes through. A lot of it is hard to discern because there's just so many voices. There's a few different languages and whatnot, and just you pick up on words like explosion, blast, second floor, south side, whatever, and we need all units to investigate, some things like that.
All right.
Amongst the chatter.
All right. So we're heading up the stairs.
Quietly as we can, but yeah.
Let's continue to
Stealthing in.
be stealthy. Yeah.
All right. Stealth checks, please.
Ah, Jesus.
Let's go, R2. You got it. I got it. No!
Rick's gonna carry the team. Yeah, R2's good there.
Classic
Boom. Oh.
operatives.
Mr. Powers.
Advantage?
Yeah, I guess if you're still camouflaged. Oh wow, dude.
Oh.
4 and a 7.
Jeez.
I mean,
You're
yes, you only have a
excited at
+1, but those are just some rolls.
'Cause I'm not meant to be, secretive.
So, you guys begin your trek up these stairs very quietly. Rix, who's leading the way? Rix leading the way, or?
Yeah,
Let-
lead the way.
Let Rix be in the front, but let me be just a little bit further with my invisibility, trying to scout up.
Okay.
I'll go right behind Rick's.
So, yeah, whoever's next to Dab, like, you're just like, Dab, can you flap any quieter? No, we can't see you, but we can hear you. Meanwhile, HK's, trying his best to step with a clunky foot. But everyone else is doing pretty good. So, especially amongst the chaos, it seems that you're able to get up. You make it up the first set of stairs, make the turn, heading up towards the other one. And as you come up to the second one, and you're getting now towards that second floor, there's some of the noises of traffic and whatnot a little more louder. They're not as the quantity isn't there, but the volume gets a little bit more because they're closer. So as far as you guys know, your distraction worked very well, and people are still rushing out to investigate what happened.
We haven't heard anything about the lifts being turned off, right?
Not yet, nope.
That's good. Let's get up to the dining room, right? That's where we're going. Or no, we're going to the prison cells. Yeah, never mind.
Mika said that Zonnos would likely be in the throne room,
Okay.
where you met Papra initially.
Where he exploded all over us.
Where
Nope.
Remy bodies from the Wookiee.
Yeah, that place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Cade, you're thinking of the dining area.
Yeah. Yep, that's my bad.
Get hungry.
Is that where you also thought then Vago? That's who we're after, right? Vago.
You're trying to save Vago. Is
We figure Vago. Do we think Vago is with Zonnos then?
Yeah, so Zonnos in the message said that he has Vago as an accomplice in the suspect in the murder, and he will be tried and then executed for the crime.
So we think the trial's going on right now, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
So I guess we'll make our way to the courtroom.
All right. So you head up the stairs and you do get to a set of lifts. You are able to get to that and begin your ascent if you'd like.
oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Are there two different lifts or just one?
There's a few lifts. There's a few sets of lifts here.
Okay. Do we know what floor we need to go to?
Yes, you do. You need to go up, throne room floor.
Okay.
But yes.
So we're gonna take that lift up. Could I reach inside another one of the lifts and like push a different floor? Pull my hand back out, elevator trick style,
Mhm.
and send a different lift to a different floor, and then basically what I want to do is send the other lifts to different floors, so if they are watching the lift, it doesn't look like they're just the one been activated.
Right. Yeah. Give me a deception check at advantage.
While he does that, how many lifts are there? 2?
There's three lifts. Very nice. Okay. So you guys, Rix, you go off and push a few buttons, or choose a few locations for these lifts, other ones to go up, and head to your guys' lift, and key in that you're to try and get up to the throne room floor.
When we get to the courtroom, tell them that we're with the Tatooine Times, that we're reporters. They'll let us right in.
Why would the Tatooine Times be covering a? You know what? Never mind.
Don't ask. No, but on a serious note, should we disable all 3 of the elevators once we get there?
How are we getting back down then?
Well, we could keep the one that we're on operational and just keep it open, but disable the other 2. The idea is to not let more people into the throne room if stuff pops off.
I mean, I don't see what harm there would be in trying. That seems like an R2 thing, probably.
Yeah, I can try.
It's now or never.
All right. You're doing that when you get up to the top?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. So you pile in, you choose your destination, and the lift door closes, and you guys feel it begin to ascend up to the floor with the throne room. Well, you request to go up to the throne room, I should say, but unfortunately, it does ask you to basically give some sort of a access or clearance to get up there. You do see a little bit of a scanner that is there, and as you had discussed with Mika, these sensors or scanners exist, and that's kind of how they get around. So, not just anybody can walk in and hit throne room floor on the button and rush up there. So,
Well, this also kind of seems like an R2 thing.
What doesn't?
You
I
try to
mean-
hack it.
Yeah. Try to
That's
hack
it.
in.
Because the other option, I guess, would be to go to the floor above or below. Is it the room on the top floor? I don't know, but go to the floor
Cut-
above or below and
Cut through the
charge
roof.
our way in.
I guess it's worth at least trying to slice in, right?
Yeah.
all right, yeah. So you can go ahead and tap in and try and bypass yeah, that'll do it. 28. You get in and you're able to just get past this security measure allowing you access to get up to get the lift in motion, and after that there's a quiet beep and the lift now begins to move and ascend for you guys as you go up. It seems that things are going as planned. There's the lift continues and continues. It's a pretty decent amount of time to ride this lift all the way to the top of the tower. And you come up and then you get to a spot and the lift does eventually stop. And you notice as you look at the display telling you what floor you're on, you are a couple floors below the throne room, your requested destination.
Okay.
Somebody, you guys listening to the comlink?
Oh yeah.
Is
Mm-hmm.
So as the elevator comes to a stop, you are hearing chatter in there. We believe intruders are inside the building. Shut down all lifts and put guards at all levels. Secure the building.
All right. Looks like this is our floor then.
let's go.
Try to press the open button. Does it work?
Yes, you are able to exit the lift.
Before
Paint us a
we
word, Mr. Todd. What do we see?
So as you step out of the lift, there is all right, so you come out of the lift and there's a long hallway. There is a lift at the other end of it, but there is a hallway that is a 30, 40 feet in front of you, and that goes to the right that you can see. I'm not sure from your current distance where that goes from there.
I wish we knew if they had any stairs. We haven't seen any
Stairs.
Oh, that's a good point. Shit.
I suppose I could try and get HK to lift me up. HK just shakes his head.
You don't got little rocket jets that you can just fly with?
I was thinking about getting like like square wheels. What do you guys think about that?
I don't.
Are you like the ES model instead of like the LX model?
Something like that.
Mm.
So I'll
let
bring
me
you
scout on
guys.
ahead a little bit with my invisibility.
What's that?
I said, let me scout on ahead with my invisibility just a little bit and see if I see anybody.
Okay.
Flap quietly.
I'm actually gonna walk.
So you come out of that lift right there, and you see there is. So this is you've come up into this open area in the tower, and there is. You know, you're on somewhat of a suspended walkway, and about 15 feet down, there you see another walkway that you know, kind of intersects, as you can see on the map, as you step out.
I waddle forward.
All right.
Waddle.
You come out, and as you come out, Dab, and you look around, you give me a perception check. All right, so you begin to hear the sounds of footsteps at the far ends of this the lower walkway, and eventually there are a set of guards that come into view. There you go. That rush up, and they're rushing in. It looks like they're, you know, rushing out. They all have weapons drawn, and they're just kind of looking up at the walkway, scanning the area. And it looks like you guys holding the comm. You know, you hear sounds of we have activity in lift 5. Moving to investigate. And as any of you kind of look around the lift inside, you do see a big marking inside that says lift 5.
We've been made.
Uh-oh.
There are 4 lifts on this map, and you said there were 3. Why?
They could go to different places.
Okay.
You would recall, Dab, that R2 has been able to, you know, kind of pull some schematics of the building, helped you in the past to navigate your way down. That perhaps R2 could shed some light on that.
I go back and I tell everybody.
Okay, I pull up the schematics.
All right, so give me another slices check as you go to pull those from the system. All right, so you know, it takes you a little bit longer this time around than just simply accessing the controls of the lift, but you are eventually able to get into system schematics of the lift layout and the floor plans and whatnot, and you see how there's, you know, some lifts stop at some levels, and then you go and you connect to other lifts, and it's definitely this, you know, almost spider web of access and whatnot. You do also find that you find the level you find that you have to go 2 more up to get to the throne room. And then you see the 4 lifts. So you're on the lift, the main lift that you came up. The lift to the far end in front of you will bypasses the throne room, will not get to where you need to go. And then on the bottom, the far one over here, this is a stopping point for this one. That one only goes down. And then this one over here is the specific one that you need to get to.
Do we know which lift they would have to take to get to our level? Or do they not need a lift to get to our level?
No, there is I goes off. There's some stairs right here, like kind of a access areas on this one right here for them to come up.
Okay.
So we can see down to them.
Mm-hmm.
So if we duck beneath the rail and just try to skid our way to our destination, we might make it without them seeing us. As you move them closer.
They're running towards
Yeah, they know exactly where we
where
are.
you guys are.
Let's run. I mean, they got to make their way up here, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
And let's get moving.
Let's get going.
Oh, look, we made it.
How far can we go?
All right, let's roll it.
Oh, okay. You want us to start back at the elevator? Or...
Yes, please.
Okay.
How about leaving them a frag grenade surprise on the doorway there as they're coming up the
Frag
stairs?
grenade surprise.
There's
my-
top charts on the HoloNet Music channel.
Yeah.
That's my go-to move. Use a frag grenade.
Rix is a sci-fi country singer.
Nat 20 from X.
Damn, I forgot to roll. Click on my token.
I'll add you in a second.
On R2.
I know.
You said these are stairs here?
Yes, I'll put something out there to help. At R2.
Yeah.
You got any of that fun grease you can throw on the stairs?
The fun grease. I love that at home.
Yeah, the fun grease.
That's the wrong elevator, Cade.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, we need the one over here on the far side.
Okay.
Oh, wait a second. I've got a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna move.
Remember
my
to add
movement
up
speed.
your +5 from HK.
Oh, +5 to initiative?
Yeah, if you're within 5 feet of him.
Ooh, yeah, that's
For everybody but me.
That's a great mod.
I know.
All right,
You-
so horribly drawn stair access right there that comes up.
We get the idea.
So,
We all get 5?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's 5 within 5 feet.
5 for 5.
everyone added in?
5 for 5.
All right. Rix, are you moving?
Yeah, I'm gonna move.
Pre Rix's turn.
Yeah, my bad feeling.
Okay. And I assume
Alright.
you're rushing out.
Yeah, well, because they can't. Can they see us? I'm not sure how this thing's supposed to be structured.
It's like there's railing, and it's only 15 feet. It's a good floor. Like they would definitely see activity.
Oh,
Hit the
okay.
deck.
I think we're just gonna have to bolt and
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus action to let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna do movement to get to here and kind of duck around the corner, hoping that when they come up here they can't see me. And then so is my bonus action. Then for my actual action, I will hold and attack if they come up the stairwell here.
Okay. So as you are running out from the elevator, from the lift around the corner there, you do hear shouts from the guards, shouting at you guys, or shouting at you, Rix, at least. We have movement, we have an activity. Could be an intruder.
Shoot
If
them
they
now.
come to move on you. Looking like they're going to move on you.
Okay.
All right, and then Cade, you're up.
All right. I'll just. Yeah, I'll just dash. I think get as far out as I can. 35, 45. I've got 70 total. So I can get to perfect right where they're going to come up. Yeah, I'll do that. And as a bonus action, I will do nothing. I'm good.
All right, Remy.
As a bonus action, if I do a dash, it says my jump distance is double for the turn. How far is that?
Your jump. So you have two jumps. You have either a long jump or a high jump. And then it is anybody. Right here, jumping, loading. Okay, so a long jump is probably the one you'd want to use. And it is your strength score. You can cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet before the jump. I thought it was long. Okay, so yeah, I guess it's just your score, not your modifier.
Yeah, that's what they get you.
So you could run and jump this gap, man. You can do it.
Yeah, and it's double. You said you're running.
All right, so it'll be a 24 for my jump distance. So
Oh yeah.
here we go. Move
Oh yeah. Look at that.
45. Use my feeling agility to go another 45.
Not seeing anything on roll.
Keep popping up.
Are you drawing it out?
No, I put it in the chat just so you know that I have double my move speed.
Okay. Oh, now I'm seeing something. All right. Yeah, I don't know.
So here,
Oh,
yeah.
alright.
So I moved 45 from here to here.
Yep.
So just below Rick's is another 45, and then 24.
Oh. Are you?
He's
So
really getting out of here.
jumping is part of your movement speed, though.
Not if I use this.
Oh, yep. There you go. Yep.
Dang.
I
Fucking
mean,
out of here like a cat. They
still
saw
is,
nothing. They
but
just
it
saw a
doesn't
tail.
matter.
It was an animal. They was not a person.
Yep.
I just felt a gust of wind go past me. And Rook's like, what the fuck was that?
All right. That's your turn?
Please take
Yep.
mobile and also just like rack up the most ridiculous movement speed
Right.
we can.
Well, I'll be
find.
holding down the gate and have cover fire if you guys need to get here. So
Perfect.
Dab, you are up.
Okay. I'm going to. How high up from them are we on the
15
catwalk?
feet.
Okay. So I'm going to dash and move. And what I'm gonna do? Can I fly over here?
Yeah. It's just a handrail. It's not. Yeah.
So I'm gonna fly over here. I'm still invisible. I'm gonna fly over here, and then I'm gonna cut across. Can I see all of them from here if I go down 15 feet? Or can I see all of them from here, from where I'm at?
Yeah, you got that much movement.
Okay. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop my invisibility so that they all see me. And as they're all looking at me, I'm gonna say, "You found me. Come and get me." And now I'm gonna go this way to make them think I'm going to this lift. Misdirection. And I'm done.
That gives you like 100 movement speed.
What? No, 50.
Okay.
Ah, never mind. Hold on. Night speed. Boom. Quicken night speed is a bonus action, and I can do it.
All righty. So,
Maybe there was
So
something that gave
every
100
problem.
movement.
is there something else you're doing, or you're just kind of like yelling out to them, right? That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
trying to distract them over to this turbo lift
Okay.
so that when they do go up the steps, they go up and not down.
Right. Okay. So this one here is up, and he's gonna rush forward a few feet, and you see him look up at you, Dab, and he says something to this guy here as you run past, and he just says, make sure they don't get to that lift. And then he runs over here, and then he turns to you, Dab, and he's going to take a shot at you. That's probably going to miss.
Yeah, I can't get through that railing.
Yeah.
Really is what, like 2/4 cover?
Well, and you have night speed, which adds to your AC as well.
Yes, sir.
True. Oh, yeah. That's a big fat miss. All right, droids, you guys are up.
Alrighty. So let's see. They're just gonna make a break for it here. R2 can get here, and then he's going to use translocate and just continue on.
Everyone's just rushing past Cade, even fucking R2, and he's just like, am I old? Am I getting old? What is
You gotta
happening?
lay off the Big Macs, man.
No,
So
kid.
yeah, R2 used a dash to get that far, and then we're gonna do HK, who's just gonna dash and move. That's all for us.
All right, droids make their move. Okay, so the guys are up, and they are making their way. He's gonna come around. This guy's gonna come around the corner, and he is gonna aim up and see a few people on the over the bridge, I guess, and see you, Cade, is gonna take a shot at you.
Okay.
And yeah, that's a natural 17.
Okay, I will be saber reflecting.
All right. Damage coming in is 14 points of energy damage.
Okay, saber reflect. Okay, so 14 reduced to
5.
yep.
And he all right, so he is he's 10 feet away from the coming up the stairs. Okay, and then guy over here, the one that got yelled at by the other guard, he turns, and anyone that might be focused on him, you see him come out and pull some kind of a handheld charge or device in his hand, and he throws it, he lobs it towards the walkway here, and there is just a loud, massive explosion, and you see that the walkway just a massive hole is ripped in the walkway there. And then he is going to rush forward. And then this other guy is going to rush up a little bit. And Cade, you're going to get another shot there.
Okay.
That's going to be a 17 to hit, but you get a little bit of cover from, I'll give you a little cover from the railing. So that'll be a miss. He'll continue his movement. He's same thing, 10 feet away from the top. We get to Rix. You're up.
All right, so
What's
there's
your strength score, buddy?
Jump!
I don't know if anyone's
I
gonna
don't
make
think
that
it's
'cause I
20.
could barely make it.
No.
I can make it. No, I can't. That's a lie.
Can you force toss us over?
I mean, I could, but that would take a while. And
mean, I
actually,
can
no,
jump
I
it.
can't.
You got a rope? I can go over there and tie it.
Unless here's my best plan right now.
I do have 50 feet of fiber cord.
So
Let's do it.
I can move medium creatures 10 feet. Dab can also move medium creatures 10 feet. Looks like a 20-foot gap, so we're gonna need Dab to hold his action to do saber or to do force pull, and I'm gonna have to hold mine to do force push. We do them at the same time, and then perfect.
So I have a
Nothing bad
question
can
then
happen.
for our DM. Can we get an official rating on the distance here?
It would be 20 feet. Yeah,
Oh, 20.
Perfect.
I'm good. I'm jumping
20
it.
feet.
I
Yeah,
got
I'll
fiber
call it
cord.
20 feet. Yeah. And Cade, you could also grab them while they jump. So if well, I guess I don't know how many people can go.
Well, yeah. See,
That's
it'd
the
have to
thing.
be. I'd have to use my reaction to grab them.
Oh man. Wait a second. Ha
There you go.
Dab
Oh,
powers.
But there's an issue. You're on the other side of the wall.
You're on the-
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
got
for
night
now,
speed.
but
I got night speed,
Okay,
man.
Alright.
you can
Rix.
I'm on 3 cans of Red Bull.
Rix,
Alright,
you're up.
so what?
Realistically, Remy and Dab are in the best shape at this point.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about the idea of R2 jumping.
He doesn't have rocket boots or anything.
I can
R2
cast
can
rescue on him.
translocate.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
a good
it's
point.
okay.
Oh, I can
Which
also do
one?
that.
Which one threw the thing?
The one you're on right now.
This one?
Yep.
All right. That
Shoot
pisses me.
him.
That pisses me off. So I'm gonna shoot him with Let's see.
Wait, can't we just toss a grenade down and blow their floor out?
Hey.
They
So
did the
I'll
same thing to us.
shoot this guy with my my blaster here.
All right. All right. That is gonna hit. 14 for 6 damage.
Ooh, 1 on the damage. All right. Then I will do some dual wielding here with my offhand. Probably miss.
That will just hit.
Oh, sweet.
And that 18, that will hit as well. 22 more damage. All right, he's getting down there, but another good couple hits, you'd probably take him out.
Right. Let's see. Use my movement speed just to move over here.
Cade.
All right. I just looked up a visual reference for Rix's blaster, and that looks pretty cool.
Oh yeah, which the 44?
44, yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like something straight out of Destiny, honestly. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 35 is my movement speed. Yeah, I'll position myself to try to catch people on later turns. So I'm going to move another 35. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to phase walk across.
All right.
And I will go. Ooh, not a lot of margin for error there.
Okay. Anything else?
No. I mean, that's my whole turn.
All right, Remy.
You got this, buddy.
I have to buy some time, so I'm just Ooh. Here where I'm out of the way. People can still jump it, and I will go ahead and shoot that guy, the bottom guy.
All right, pulling out the light bow, taking a couple shots. 17 and a 14 will both hit. Double eights. He is on his absolute last leg. This did not help.
Yeah, now's not the time to be stingy. Hit him one
Well,
Not that I need both, probably.
He's extremely weak. So you would know that, if you want to conserve things.
Um,
So I'll let you take back your second shot if you want. Because you do have a free bonus action to just do one shot.
that is true. Well, yeah, we'll just do one of them. And
Okay, so that'll hit, and that is more than enough. You only needed 1 point.
oh well,
Yeah.
that would have hit the 15 first then.
I know, right? Okay, so he goes down. I believe that's your full turn. Dab.
What type of explosive did they use to destroy that bridge?
It just looked like, something big. Kind of probably a thermal type detonator.
I'm glad you said that. I'm gonna fly over here with my double move speed, and I'm gonna toss a thermal detonator at these two.
So they are in the stairwell, technically. I set them there because they are 10 feet away from the top. So, yes, you still could throw it at the stairwell.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Roll it down the stairs. That'll be fun.
Guess I don't need to be so close to them.
tink, 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 tink.
They're not going anywhere. They're going to hit the full force of us.
All right, and is this just a regular thermal?
Thermal detonator. Yeah.
Okay. That should be fun.
Oh wait, didn't you give me like a super enhanced one three sessions ago? Yeah.
Yeah, but you lost it.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nuts.
The bog.
Hey, you gotta kick your gambling habit, buddy.
Says you.
It might get us killed.
14 deck save.
All right. You're in the air. HK, you're going to need to make that save as well, though.
No. I'm throwing it just past them so that they're in the radius and we're not. 20 foot.
They're in the stairwell, though, right here. They're 5 feet. They're in the stairwell 5 feet up.
Yeah. Can I throw it like right here and not have HK in there?
Yes.
Is that going to...
It might not hit them as well as it could.
It's a 20-foot radius though.
Yeah, but they're like
I go
underneath
up the
this
stair.
Yeah, they're
walkway
in
right
the
now.
stairwell, running up the stairwell.
Oh, I
So
see.
they're
So once when I was flying high, you wouldn't let me hit somebody with force repulse on the premise that they weren't at the same level. So wouldn't that apply here with the thermal detonator going down to them and HK being at my level?
Rolls.
Say that again.
This is fun.
Isn't the thermal detonator the radius?
I'm just saying
circular
that
to
like
its...
they're in a stairwell, so if you throw the grenade, they're gonna have advantage on. I guess they'll have advantage on it. Like you're throwing it against, not right where they're at. That's what I'm trying to get at.
if you throw it down the stairwell, will the stairwell itself protect?
If you're throwing
Dab
it in the
HK?
stairs, I mean, that could help.
Let's do that.
All right. They are both gonna make the save. Go ahead and give me the
Bastards.
damage rolls.
2d6 fire, 2d10 kinetic.
Ni- 19 total.
All right. So you roll this grenade down the stairwell as these Nikto are running up, and just tink, 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 and you hear a couple shouts. from the guards, and then a loud explosion and groans from beneath you. You recognize that it did. You expected did its job and laid into the pursuing guards. Anything else?
No.
Okay. This guy over here is keep rushing towards the stairwell, and he's going to look up and take another shot at you, Dab, with a nat 20.
Nice.
That will be 31 points of energy damage.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Can't I saber reflect that as a reaction?
I believe so.
Big blast. So what do I do here? I
2d6.
roll, right?
All right, 31, 9 from 31 is 22.
Cool.
22 energy.
You're really tanky though. You're fine.
R2 and HK, you guys are up.
All right, all right.
Run.
So we're gonna keep going.
Wait, do you have any grenades to throw down the stairs?
Gosh,
Guys,
not on
so-
HK.
Great.
If only you could roll fireballs.
Can I hand HK a grenade as a free action?
You could, sure, drop it and he could pick it up.
Jesus.
Here's a frag grenade. Light them
Okay.
up.
I'll do the same here, I guess.
All right, you're gonna throw one down at them.
Yep.
Is this what is this one? A frag?
Frag.
Frag them.
Another DC.
These are just the guards on the way to the throne room.
All right. So one of them will save. One of them will. Actually, they'll both save. So give me the damage on that is just 2d10 kinetic. Or 2. You want to roll that?
What's the damage again?
2d10.
Yeah, they recently changed.
Damage on 15 total. Yeah, droids, you guys are still up.
Yep. HK just finishes his turn with the move here.
Hey, anything else?
R2 is going to dash
sorry.
over here.
Okay.
And then actually I might have one more thing. I
Yeah,
need to
no, go ahead.
see if I can get across here. No, I'll have to do it next turn.
All right. So one of these guys is gonna come pop up, and Dab. You see this Nikto guard rush up, and you can see that he's battered. He's taken some of this blast, but he's still holding on. And he just pops up, and he immediately is just gonna look at you and take a shot. And that is a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
That'll be 16 points of energy damage.
Nice.
And this guy's dead. This guy's gonna make it up. He is going to rush up. He is going to see. Let's see. That was 10 feet. Gonna rush down this way. This guy he would actually have run up a little bit with his movement as well, and then rush out here. And he's going to take a couple shots at Rix, seeing that Deb is showing some signs of wear, trying to head off everyone. And that's going to be a wild miss. Rix, you are up.
All right, this guy in front of me is the one that shot at me.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna blast him. Ooh.
And that'll miss with a 10.
I will. Let's see. My superiority die adds. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I'll use one of my superiority die to make it a precision attack.
Okay. Nice. That'll definitely hit. 16 to hit. Okay.
Do some
Damage
dual
again.
weapon. Yeah, I noticed I rolled the terrible damage again.
All right. 15 will hit.
Ooh.
That one for the night. Not hit. Anything else?
No. That'll be it.
All right. Cade.
All right. I'm gonna pull out my blaster pistols.
I lied. I'll use my movement speed to move.
Yep, that's fine.
Actually, because HK and probably Rix are gonna have trouble getting across. So rather than shoot anyone on my turn, I'm gonna hold my action to force pull either Rix or HK as they jump. R2 can translocate, Remy can probably jump, so I figure
Yeah, I'm gonna be shooting till Deb gets
Yep.
here.
yeah. So I'll wait for HK or Rix to jump, and I'll like kind of like, one of you, come on. I'll like reach out, like ready to pull them across.
All right. Remy.
On the way down, some cover fire. Shoot the Nicto that I can see.
Right here.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got the light bow. 16 on the first one will hit, and a nat 20 on the second one. Definitely hit.
on damage.
Right. So that is
One.
plenty there.
Oh my god.
Get a 1 on. Oh, that one.
That-
Still
Ugh.
plenty of damage. He goes down. Still up. Anything else?
If I burn a focus, can I ready my second set of attacks if the Nicto turns the corner, or no?
Nope.
I didn't.
I don't hold action. Yeah, just action.
Oh yeah, okay. That's right. Then
you can see this guy. He's got a little bit of a bump
railing, yeah.
from the railing, but you could also see this guy as well.
Yeah, I'll shoot that top guy with my last two shots.
You using flurry blows?
Yep.
Okay, so a 26 and a 14 will both hit for a total of 26 damage. Good hit there. Starting to show signs, definitely. Anything else?
That is it.
Hey, Dab.
Is 2 diagonal squares treated as 15 here?
Not really. I just measure it by the thing.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna move myself over here with my double move speed, Knight, and then I'm going to use a med pack on myself with my action.
Bonus action.
With my bonus action, cool. They changed it, right?
It's kind of like a house rule.
What's the 2d4?
Oh, I don't know if they've changed med packs yet. Has that been pushed?
I don't think so.
Hit die.
So it's still
2d4+2.
Oh wait, it
Not
is.
the
No, here you
updated.
go. It's one.
One hit die.
Yeah, 1 hit die plus your con modifier. Really, you just probably roll your hit dice on your sheet.
Nice.
That's with my con. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll
8
take
points.
it. That's bonus, right?
Bonus action, yes. Use it on yourself.
And then I'll just, as my regular action, I will shock the Nikto up here with us.
Okay, you're still in the air, right?
Yeah.
Ah.
Let's see. So I've got to make an attack roll, right?
Yep. Nice.
Nice.
At 20.
So
So
40.
4d10. Oof.
Yeah.
All right. So that goes out. You do hit the Nikto, and he's getting down there. He's got another couple hits in him probably, but yeah. Anything else?
Nah.
Okay. This Nikto here is going to rush up the stairs. It's gonna get out. And then he'll dash, come up here next to HK. That brings us to our droids.
All right, all right. R2 is going to step on forward and then translocate over to right below Cade here. And start rolling into the lift here.
All right.
Oh yeah, probably get that thing working if they've locked down the
Yeah.
lift.
And then HK is going to
Is your
move up.
is translocate bonus action, right?
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Okay, so you can use your action if you want to, because I don't think you have yet. If you want to do a slicer's check to in getting into that lift.
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Woo.
Yeah. You just turn around and the lift's gone. R2 said, "Peace out. I got this thing going." All right, this Nikto here on the bridge is going to come forward here and turn around the corner and oh, sorry, yeah, HK, you're just
I
dashing.
was just about to say, HK is just gonna dash over towards where R2 was, and is gonna stay there.
Did you want to do your jump while Cade's there?
Can't because
yeah.
of the movement.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
he probably doesn't have movement, right?
Movement do you have?
I have 10 feet left currently. Right, like I moved 50 and I dashed.
Yeah.
So that's
you
the
make it-
gap is 20 feet. So
So you make it there. Yeah. So
How much is your pole? 20?
10.
Oh, it's 10.
yeah,
but-
So yeah, he'll be
yeah,
fine.
it's
10
fine.
and 10, right?
I'll allow
Alright.
it.
Do it.
Okay, so you're right on the edge there.
Don't let it
Realize
crumble.
that I just pulled a probably fairly heavy metal droid towards me across a gap and just kind of please don't kill me.
All right, so
Wahoo.
this Nikto comes around the corner, and HK, you rush off, and the Nikto next to you did try to swipe at you as you ran away, but he missed. You're just so quick to get away. But this other one comes by and sees that as you're gone, and he turns and he sees Rix, Dab, and Remy in front of him, and he's gonna close by just see, focus on, because he rushed down here, doesn't have any movement, so he's gonna just go after you, Rix. Nat 20. It's going to be 31 points of energy damage. Good damage roll.
I don't know. Whatever gun he's shooting me with, I'm going to take it. Apparently, it does a lot more damage.
And that's his turn. This other one is dead. Rix, you're up.
All right. Which one shot me? This one?
The bottom one.
Bottom one. Okay. Yeah. And I just realized I have extra attack, so I was messing that up the whole time. This guy here will attack with my regular attack first.
All right, 17 will hit. Okay, he's getting down there. He's looking pretty rough.
All right, I'll do some dual wield here. Miss.
That one will miss. 18 will hit, and that's plenty. Takes him down.
All right, and then I will use my extra attack for the first time tonight.
23 will hit. 12 energy damage. That's a good hit. He's looking pretty bad.
All right, then I'll use my movement speed to get over here to my buddies.
Aid.
All right. Yeah, I will. I'll hold my action for Rix to jump across.
Okay.
Pull him over again.
All right, Remy.
Deb doesn't have any long range. I will still provide cover fire. We'll see if we can kill this last go.
Wait, you
17.
said Dab doesn't have long range?
Dab has shock.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
17
okay.
will hit. 19 will hit. Damage. First one's probably all you need. That'll take him out.
All right, perfect.
So it looks like for now the threat has been neutralized. For now,
one's
you
his
guys can.
Rick goes to loot.
I want that weapon that shot me. I want that gun that shot me.
Come
Oh, it was
on.
strong.
They rush over, and he's just got a heavy blaster rifle. It's got DM monster powers on it, apparently.
Yeah, so yeah, anything. If
He
any
also
thermal
hit you with a
detonators or anything
nat
left on
20,
him?
so
That's true.
Odd Moon special.
give me an investigation check real quick. All right,
Nice.
so there isn't much else on that guy specifically. Are you looking at any of the others?
Yeah, I guess I was gonna just look at them real quick as they're laying there to see if they had any grenades hanging off of them to grab on our
This
way
is
out.
The time.
Nothing else
I know,
there.
I was looking quickly.
And
Okay.
nope, you do see the guy to your north. It looks like he's got another weapon with him, and you recognize it as the deck sweeper. Maybe breathe a sigh of relief that he didn't get an opportunity to utilize that.
Yeah. All right. If anybody wants one, I'll grab it. Otherwise, I will, I guess, do some force
Run and jump.
assisted jumping.
Yep.
All right, so you guys are able to make the jump, get across. R2 has the engine running on the lift. You guys are able to step inside, and in addition to getting it operational, you are able to key it into the correct floor and get it up to the throne room.
All right. I'm going to do something here. Probably med pack myself or something. Yeah.
Here,
I will
let me
med-
lend aid. Who needs it?
Yikes.
I could use it.
All right, I'll lend aid. It's probably not going to be that much, but yeah, 9.
Yep, I'll take 9. All right. Then it's just what a hit die now,
For
basically.
med pack, yes. It's good.
All right. I'm feeling better about myself.
Okay. All right, so you guys pile in and head up.
Oh yeah.
Word up.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys rush upwards in the lift. You come out, and you're at the hallway that leads towards the throne room.
Real quick, Dab was gonna say this is cringe, but everyone has 2 temporary hit points because we're all near me.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
Look, I'm just trying to help.
So you come to the doors. The doors of the throne room are there, and as you are you guys going right up to them?
Yep.
Okay.
Right up to what?
The doors.
The
to
doors.
front room. I love it when DMs ask that question.
Oh, that's yeah. I guess I'd listen to see if there's any commotion on the other side of the door.
So as you walk up to the doors, they will slide open.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, good.
Awkward.
I'm gonna yell.
Turns around in a chair with like a cat, just like I've been expecting you.
I just yell, I object.
The wrestling ring.
So you guys, the doors open up. You guys step in, and you see a similar throne room to one you've seen on the the Imru Utmian vessel that you had originally met Popper in. I realize that's actually the throne room you were in, but either way, you come in and you see immediately. You notice that there are 4 guards to the left and right of you, and before you, in where Popra would take his position, is Zonnos on the dais there, and then 4 of his Wookiee buddies, Goonies, whatever you want to call them, are surrounding him as well. You do see a rough-looking H3 droid standing by as well, that if a droid could, looks a little bit defeated. And you step in and give me perception checks as you guys step in. All right. So, Dab, you pick up that you pick up on the Wookiees. It's definitely harder to tell on the Wookiees, I guess, but on Zonnos you can see that unique dark vein, protruding vein look across his face that is unique to those that are deep into use with the Tempest spice. And as you come in, Zonnos greets you, and he just has this gross grin on his face, and he just says, "My guests, you have arrived. I have long been expecting you. Did you happen to find my worthless brother?"
No,
Sorry about that.
haven't seen him.
I haven't found a single worthless brother of yours.
You're the only worthless hut I see around here.
I'm just gonna yell, "How dare you stand where he stood!"
Perfect.
Harry Potter reference, anyone?
Yeah.
I was waiting for so long.
He just you can see that there's just he's kind of stone-faced a little bit. You can definitely tell that the Tempest is just coursing through him, and really the conversation here is simply a formality. And he says, as you make a comment, Remy, he says, "Oh, my exotic friend, you've fared decently well with my companions," as he puts a hand out towards his Wookiees before, but I'd assume that you might be in for a little bit more of a challenge this time around. And then he just kind of growls a little bit, and he says, "I want them dead," and just points a hand towards it, and all the guards immediately pull up their weapons and whatnot. The Wookiees, they have heavy axes, each of them, and they get ready to rush forward after you as well. So we'll roll initiative after the break. Let's do that. So
Okay, sounds good.
we'll take a break and then come back to this and see how
All right.
this plays out.
Can
You
you
guys-
guys hear me okay now?
you- Yeah, you're good now.
Yep.
Be right back.
I
All
don't know if
right.
they've got those stun things. Being close together is not ideal. They got those net guns and shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Let's everyone pick one person and go for it.
Oh yeah, spread out the damage like a nice big blanket. That'll for sure. It's a good idea.
Yeah, that never works.
DMs love it when you do that. Can confirm.
Alrighty. So as we come back, you guys have not a sad attempt at diplomacy, but an attempt that you assume probably wasn't going to go anywhere in the first place. Zonnos, in a Tempest fueled rage, just, salivating heavily, calls out to his guards to take you out in response to his father's recent death. Rix, you are up, but you also have got your bad feeling, I think, right?
Oh yeah.
If you want to really know what you guys got going on at the doorway here.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I can't. I can use it once per long rest. So
Okay.
I do have a bad feeling, but I'm just gonna stand right here. I am going to use my swift action though, which is going to give me advantage on all my attacks for anybody that hasn't acted yet, which nobody has.
Really? With a 32 on your initiative, no one else has acted?
No, no one's gone
Pretty
yet.
crazy.
And let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Let's see. All these guys are close to within range. Yeah, this guy here, just because I will attack him with my blasters.
Nice.
All right. So stepping in, taking the first shots as you see that everyone is ready to engage. A beautiful nat 20 hits. Pretty shit ass damage roll there for a total of 9 points.
Yeah, what the heck?
Just not doing well. You need to recharge your power cell or something.
Since I had advantage though, I'll throw my sneak attack on top just because. Ooh, do I get to
Yes, you do.
crit that? Ah.
Roll again. There you go.
All right, so
Nice.
that's a bit better. Getting 11 more out of sneak attack from your crit. And that's just your first shot.
All right. I will use extra attack.
18 will hit. Same guy, right? Same
Yeah.
guard. Yep. Okay. All right.
Then I'll do some dual wielding. There's some good damage.
16 will hit, and that is actually just enough. Take him out.
Nice.
All right, and then I guess for my last sort of dual wield, I'll just, blast his friend here.
All right, 18 will hit. Damage. Righty. Anything
And
else?
then, yeah. I'm gonna move. Just move out to here.
Cade.
All right, I'm going to pull out my lightsabers and I'm going to go this way. I'm going to come up to this guy. I will go bonus action Way of the Acklay, which just lets me add half my strength or half of my strength mod to damage. And then I will make my 2 attacks.
You're spreading the damage, Cade.
Wow.
Right. First one is you just He's dives out of the way with a 9, will miss.
Yep. And the second one. There we go.
26 will hit.
Okay.
7
For a whopping
energy.
7.
Anything
And
else?
that will be my turn.
Okay. So, Zonnos' turn, and he is going to slowly lurch forward a little bit. Then he is going to turn towards you, Rix, and he's going to pull up blaster that he has, and he is going to shoot that out at you. Rix, I need a dexterity saving throw from you, please. Is that an advantage? No, right? Are you muted?
I was. Yeah, no, I had advantage turn on accident.
Okay, so that is a fail. That will be
I do have my
12
Defiant
points of energy damage. You fail to shot.
Use my 2 temp for that. Thanks, Cade.
Yep.
Then he will another one towards HK and Dab. Both of you, please give me dexterity saving throws. All right. HK is not able to get out of the way. Dab, you are. So I've got 11 points to HK. Dab, you will take 5.
I saber reflect.
Okay.
What did we say it was? 2d6?
2d6. All right, that will reduce it completely.
Cool.
Which means you can bat it back at him.
Yeah, let's do that.
Somebody within 20 feet.
Right.
How about the Nikto to the left?
It's 2060, I think. It has a range modifier. I
Yes,
think.
you can. So I think you make an attack roll still, right?
Yeah. Force attack roll.
19.
That will hit. So 5
So-
points to him. All right.
The attack's original damage. So
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. And
and I'm gonna-
what's that?
I was using my reaction on him because he hit me for element of surprise.
Okay.
So it's a dexterity saving throw.
Huts are notoriously good at those.
Yeah. And it'd be what? 8 plus my proficiency plus my
All right, he'll
casting, I
fail.
think. Okay. It's 2d10 fire damage.
Fire, huh?
I think. Let me double check that.
It's element of surprise is
Yep.
just
Yeah, it's
shit,
fire damage.
spell from 5E that I can't remember the name of, but it is fire. Yeah.
Hellish Rebuke.
That's the one. Thank
Yep.
you.
Some shitty
No problem.
rolls.
I was just thinking like tieflings. That's all I could think of.
Is that fire damage, Rix, then?
Yes.
Okay.
Love tieflings so much.
All right. So, and as he comes out, Zonnos, and he fires off a couple shots, and then, you reflect back at him, and then he calls out to his Wookiees, and he just yells at each of you, and he says, charge on them immediately, as he calls out to each of them. And so one of them is up, and it is going to actually, before its turn, still on Zonus' turn, they all get to move up to their movement speed. attack if they can. This guy's going to come up and attempt to grapple you, Rix. So give me a athletics or acrobatics check. Nice. I think that's stick. Stuff would load here. Yeah. So the Wookiee rushes up and goes for a grapple, but you're able to evade that. But then it is his turn proper. He's gonna take his heavy axe and swing at you a couple times. First one here. We've got a 18 to hit on the first one.
Yep, that'll hit.
Oh. Okay. Okay, didn't matter. All right. So you said that'll hit?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is going to be 10 points of kinetic damage. Sorry, 13 total on that. Okay, and then the second attack will miss. Sorry. That's its turn. R2, you are up.
Explosion.
Classic.
Classic. I believe. Can I have the overlay thing? I forget how to do that.
Is it
Oh,
20
yeah.
feet?
Oh
yeah, 20 feet. Yeah, I know.
How beautiful is that? It's like a symphony.
Make sure you get the droid.
I'm
Does he get out of
prioritizing
it?
the Wookiees.
Smart.
Are you gonna get the? I mean, really, you can
That's
kind of
our
put.
that's our droid buddy.
Yeah, if that's our buddy, then I don't want to get him.
Yeah.
Is he though? Is he?
He's ostensibly our buddy. Not sure how buddy he actually is, though.
I don't know if
That's
R2
fine.
would blow up an R2 kill another droid.
Yeah, definitely, but we'll just leave him out of it for now.
Not even hesitation there.
R2's
Any
a
day of the
killer.
week.
R2's a droid. He doesn't have to worry about simple human things as morals.
Yeah.
No, R2 has morals, just like,
All right. That's where you're placing it then.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna explode.
So somehow Zonnos is able to get out of the way of this. And the Wookiees.
He does still take half damage though. Yeehaw.
That is great. That is great damage right there.
Wookiees are all.
I know.
The Wookiees are all going to fail.
Fail. Yes. Gonna be nice and extra crispy.
Crispy.
There's nothing like the smell of burning fur. Ugh.
All right.
Sweet. And then HK is gonna start blasting. And this is at
Who are you going at?
This is at Mr. Hut over here.
Okay. 21 will hit.
Okay, and then I'm also going to try and use a superiority dice, and he has to make a strength saving throw for trip attack.
What's the DC on it?
The DC is 1 second. 15.
All right, he's going to succeed there.
Well, he still takes the extra 2 plus the 10.
Okay, so you notice that as the damage goes into him, it seems like it doesn't affect him as much as it should.
That's okay.
All right, is that your turn?
Yep, all from me.
All right, Dab?
Can I have a 20-foot radius, please?
Where do you want it?
Yeah, we can start there. Yeah, will that hit everybody except Rix? Or will that hit Rix?
Move it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I think right there would be good. I'm going to quicken that as a bonus. As my regular, I'm going to uphold myself with a force. I'm going to fly up 15 or 20 feet. I'm going to move over this way and yell out to Zonnos, try and hit me if you can, sissy.
All right. Turn. Guard is dead. Remy, you're up.
All right. Who's feeling pretty weak?
Me?
I mean, are the Nyctos pretty much dead, or like to my left?
Nobody's. I mean, they're all
yeah,
they're all fine.
I hit the one guy on the left, I think, once.
Mm. Let's go ahead and we'll attack this guy. Oh my god.
All right. Nat 1 on the first roll, miss. 18 will hit. 7 points damage.
And we'll see if he'll take a stunning strike.
What's the DC? Yes, he will save.
14. Oh.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right. This guard over here. He looks around. He just sees this dark cloud arise. I'm not sure what's going on there, but he's going to take a shot at you, Dab.
They take 2d6 necrotic. Oh, no,
in
they're
the
not.
ring.
All right.
17 to hit.
I'll use upheld by 4. I mean, I'll use my force shield, and that'll miss.
Okay. All right, Wookiee number 1. 2d6, you said?
Yep.
You want to roll that?
Bogan, I can re-roll 1. Ha! 7.
Just rushes out. He gets to the outside, and you see him kind of like looking around, like he was very confused. But then he breaks the darkness. Then he looks around and he sees the group, and then he's gonna rush towards Rix, and he's gonna take some attacks. One of those a 20 to hit.
Okay.
That will be another 13 points of kinetic damage. Dab, give me another 2d6, please.
And if any of them are ending their turn, they've got to make a strength save.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, so this guy, and he's gonna rush forward and just be on the edge, and he looks around, and then he's gonna around here. You
Todd,
Ricks.
we can't see the radius on our screen. We
Oh,
can only see
sorry.
the center.
How about now?
No.
There you go. Now?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, there
Okay.
it is.
Oh, this guy rushes out, and is gonna go. Are you in the air, Dab?
Yeah.
How high?
15 feet.
Okay, that's the that would be the limit, but fine. He's gonna come up, and Rix is there. So. Nat 1 and a Nat 2. Awesome. Nikto next to Remy. Pull out a Vibro Blade, take an attack for an 18 to hit. And that will be 11 points of kinetic damage to you, Remy.
Give me 1 second. I want to see if I want to use it.
Yeah, reaction for that, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. I have 2 technically. Which one's better? It was a Vibro Blade, right?
It's kinetic damage.
Or just, it was like a melee.
Yeah.
We'll use that. Got the right in.
All right, so what's your dex mod at?
Dex mod is 4, and monk level is 7.
Okay, so 11. Yeah, that alone will reduce it. All right, so nothing comes in. Dab 2d6, please.
The gift that keeps on giving.
So he
Pretty good
just
power.
rushes out, and then once he does break the cloud, he can make it to Cade. He's gonna rush up to Cade. Attacks.
All right.
A 12 and a 17.
17 will just hit.
That will be 15 points of kinetic damage.
Okay. Ow.
This Nikto next to you is going to also take an attack.
Okay.
For a 15 to hit, that won't.
No, it will not.
All right, so the H3 droid in the corner, he stands there, and you just see him looking around, and he's just like, oh dear, oh dear. Rix, you are up. I missed
All right.
a Wookiee. Oh, never mind, he hasn't gone. We're good. You're up.
Okay, I am going to cunning action disengage. Surprise. And disengage doesn't then the movement goes with that as well, right? Like disengage doesn't include movement on its own.
No.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna move back here behind my friends. So I'm having a rough day. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Then I am going to bonus action cast target lock on this guy here.
Okay.
And I'm now going to get to blasting with my regular attack.
All right, 22 will hit.
All right, and then since Kate is nearby, sneak attack, and target lock.
All right.
Then I will do my extra attack. So I use my bonus action already for the whatever, so I don't give my dual wielding.
20 will hit.
And, okay, and I just making sure target lock counts each time, and it does. It's regular and target lock.
Okay. So fire off a couple shots as he's distracted by Cade. Helps you get pinpoint the shots. You do notice though that it seems that your shots aren't impacting as much as you think they should. Anything else?
Nope. That's it.
Okay. Cade, you're up.
All right. I will go ahead and I'm just going to lay into this Wookiee here. Gonna my regular 2 attacks and see how that goes. Cool.
That one. 17 will hit.
Okay. 10 points, and then
On the Nikto or the Wookiee?
the Wookiee. The Wookiee.
Okay. That will take him out.
Okay. And then I will, using 2-weapon dual wielding mastery, I will attack twice on my bonus action without proficiency.
On the Nikto?
Yeah, on the Nikto.
Okay, 17 and 18 will both hit. 12 and 7 and 19.
Yep.
All right.
And that's my full turn.
Dab 2d6. You just hear the hut move, and you can hear him a little bit grumbling and annoyed and frustrated, and he then he just starts wildly shooting his blaster just straight forward towards the door where you guys last were.
Would that be disadvantage because of the darkness?
Yeah, it's actually a burst weapon though. So Dab and HK, give me dexterity saves at advantage.
I'm up in the air.
Okay, well then Rix and HK.
All right. You said Dax at advantage?
Dexterity, yes, yep. All right, you're able to dive out of the way. These wild shots seemingly come out from this dark cloud before you. And then everyone give me a perception check, please. So everyone but R2, you hear some kind of technical device or something, some kind of a beep, and then like a charge up of something. Sounds like something initiated, whatever, coming from the back of the throne room towards where Zonnos is. And get to this 2d6 Dab, please. points of that Wookiee, and as he breaks the darkness, he rushes out and then rushes towards Remy, and is going to take an attack, a couple attacks on you with his. That's going to be a 21 and a 13. For 10 points of kinetic damage on the first one that hits.
Use my reaction. Again.
How much did I say it was?
14, I think. So.
And
You sit on the first
yeah, you're
one.
good. You're good. All right.
I don't need to roll my.
No, because I think you're dexing up. Throw that in there. Well, yeah, it's never mind. When do you
It
do
is.
this 11? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's
All
11
right.
is my normal one.
R2, you're up.
Alrighty. R2's gonna move up first. And then is going to take a shot at the Wookiee that's just attacked Remy here.
Mhm. Nat
And
1, that
that hit.
miss.
No.
He's going to give Cade a potent aptitude, and HK is going to use his reaction to attack the one that R2 just tried to attack.
Sorry, who are you going after?
HK's using his reaction to hit the same one that R2 tried to shoot at.
The Wookiee, right?
Yeah. that
Okay.
Wookiee.
Yep. 21, that will hit.
And then HK is going to use his actual action to do the same thing.
Shot
And-
coming in.
And other than that, yep, just the
There
potent
it goes.
aptitude.
26, that will hit. Potent aptitude to who?
To Cade.
Okay.
And that is all.
All right. HK also notices that damage is not getting through these Wookiees like I think it should. Dab, you're up.
Move and dash. So I'm going to go 25 feet here first, 15 feet down to ground level. I'm going to look towards the right, and I'm going to do this.
Nice.
And I'm going to catch these three guys with my lightning.
Quicken lightning.
As my bonus action, I'll quicken that. Deck save 16. And I
All
get to
right.
re-roll.
The one right in front of you will succeed. The other two will fail.
Cool. So
Wait, sorry. The back one,
33.
he will actually succeed.
So 33 or half. And then I'll use the rest of my movement speed to go 10 feet up again out of reach.
All right, Remy, you're up.
Quicken power is so good.
You're welcome.
I think I'm gonna hit the guy to my left, so try to take him out.
Final miss. 14 will hit. 11 kinetic.
And my bonus action to attack because I clearly forgot to do that last time.
You using flurry blows?
Yes.
Okay, 16 and 20 will both hit for 18 more, and that will take them out.
Caveat to that. Never mind. We're good.
All right. Anything else? Remy?
No, that's
Okay. All right. This guy over here is going to. He's frustrated at that shot that just came in. Push up a little bit and shot at dab. And a 15 that'll miss. Key right here. Turns, he sees dab up in the air, can't get him, so he to around here and rush towards HK. Take a couple attacks at HK with his axe for a 15 and a 16 to hit. Moving on.
Apparently, they only hit me and they kicked the shit out of
It
me.
looks like is HK at a 16?
16.
17 points of kinetic damage.
Alrighty.
That guy's dead. Dead.
Oh, did R2 start within 5 feet of me? Way back when?
Yes. Yeah.
2 temporary hit points.
Hell yeah.
K 20 to
Cringe.
hit on the guy next to you.
From the guy next to me?
Yep.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And that will be 10 points of kinetic damage.
Ouch.
All right, Rix, you are up.
All right, I am going to bonus action medpack myself. All right. Then I am going to use my movement speed to get over to there. Then I'm going to shoot this guy with my blaster.
Which one are you going after?
The one next to Remy.
Okay, that will hit. 15.
Okay.
All right.
And since Remy's there,
He's looking pretty rough. That actually might help. That put... Okay, he's looking very rough.
okay, I will extra attack him.
20 will hit. That's plenty.
All right, and that was movement, bonus, and action. That's it.
All right, Cade, you're up.
All right, I'll do my first attack action at this guy here.
25 will hit.
Wow, I am killing the damage rolls today for a total of 7. And then I'm just going to go right to my, save my extra attack and go to my bonus action attacks. I'm going to use 2 weapon mastery.
First one goes out with a 12 will miss. 19 follow-up will hit.
For 11 there.
All right, he is on his last leg.
Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, I will. Then I'll just. Can I add a smite to that last one a force of power strike? But I hesitate to do it because you told me that he's on his last leg, so that feels bad.
I mean, how's it read? Are you supposed to call it out?
I'm not sure that it specifically says.
I mean, if you see him with one eyeball hanging out of his socket.
Yeah, it doesn't specifically say, but
Right. Yeah. So I mean,
it just
yeah,
feels
you
bad
would
in my
you
brain.
would see visually that he's
Well, then I'll spend a
pretty
force
rough,
point.
so-
I'll spend a force point to do an extra D8 of damage.
That's plenty.
All right, and then I will move over to this Wookiee, and we're doing flanking, right?
No,
No.
I don't think in this. No. One shots.
Okay, that's fair. Then I will just my extra attack at this Wookiee. Doesn't matter.
That one, that will not hit.
Yep. Yeah, that's it.
Alrighty. So, Zonnos in the back. He's just you can hear him frustrated and growling and whatever. And he again is gonna just take a wild shot out forward. HK and R2 dex saves at advantage.
All right.
Would he hit his own Wookiee friend on accident?
That'd be
Sorry,
fine.
that was for HK, but I just didn't roll with advantage the first time.
All right, you're able to avoid the shots. R2, you're up.
All right, all right.
Just imagine Zonnos shoots out and then you hear a Wookiee. You hit me, you bastard.
R2 is going to hit the fella in front of him. Not with advantage, that's just the 20.
Yep, 20 will hit.
Oh,
Okay.
and then the 5.
Big fire damage.
Yeah, let's go. And 1 second. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's the fire damage from R2 here, who is also going to move back a little bit. And then HK is not being particularly effective, but doesn't have any variety in his attacks here. So he's going to try. Oh no, that'd be a disadvantage, wouldn't it? Okay, because he'd be at disadvantage with a ranged attack, he's just going to go and try and stab the guy next to him with the hidden blade, which also won't work.
Right, yeah, 11 just is not able to find purchase.
Not having a good time.
Anything else?
Nope.
Hey, Dab.
There's 2 left on our side, right?
Yes.
I'll twin shock them. So let's see. I make 2 attack rolls. Aha!
That one. Second one will hit. Is the second one after?
Second one's I guess the Wookiee.
Okay, takes him out.
Cool. And then I'm gonna start. I guess that's my action. I can still use a bonus, right? If that was an at will.
Is it an at will?
Shock is an at will.
Yeah, then yeah.
No, you know what I'll do? I'm just gonna start making my way over here, and I'm going to just hide here at the edge of this darkness that I concocted.
Okay, you take damage from that, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Wait. I can still. Oh no, that's right. No. I'm gonna stay here. I'm actually gonna fly on the perimeter. Done.
Okay. Remy?
How's the last Nick?
He's got a few in him.
E.
22 and 26 will both hit.
Oh, big deal.
Alright, that is plenty. Takes him out.
All right. I'll flurry of blows to hit Popper, or not Popper, but
You can't see
Oh,
you can't
no.
see him, so
darkness. That's right. Yeah.
Everyone just
Well,
make
that-
your way around the perimeter and I'll drop it next time.
Yeah. So I'll move. Um. Ow.
are you in the air, Dab?
Yeah.
Okay.
On my shoulder.
Rix.
All right. I am going to see here. Everybody's dead, right? Except for Zonnos, I guess.
Yep, that you know of.
Right.
See him right
Okay.
now.
Right, yeah. I will use my bonus action to Cultopack myself. It's not a lot, but it's something. Is wow, 1d4 plus my tech casting ability modifier. Then I'm going to, let's see. If I move over to here. Man, this will still work. So I'm just move over here kind of behind this throne thing for a little
Just
bit
a
of cover.
low. It's like a low platform. Not really gonna give you
Oh, it's not?
like a raised platform.
Oh, okay.
Got anything AoE?
No.
Nice.
Not that lets me not be able to see. So yeah, I'll just move over here and then I'll just have to use my action to reload because I haven't done that yet. And I'm running low.
All right, Cade.
All right. Then I will 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I don't know if I want to use my action to do anything. Can I push past this droid? Can I fit through here?
It's gonna be pretty dicey.
Move it half speed or something, or am I risking taking damage?
Yeah, it's damage.
Okay, then I will lend aid on myself, and
Cade 8.
that's a bonus action. Cade aid, yep. And I will hold my. I don't really have an action that I can hold at this point if I want to be effective. So I will, yeah, I'll put one of the lightsabers away and draw a blaster pistol, and I'll hold a couple shots with that. Hold, and I will shout over the bubble. I'll say, "Zonnos, we have you surrounded. Why don't you surrender and we can talk this out?"
All right. What's your trigger for your held actions?
If he comes out of that, if the darkness drops, then he comes out swinging.
Okay. All right, he's up, and you just hear kind of like a phlegmy laugh, and This is you will not survive this. I will have all of your heads for the murder of my father. He give me a dex saving throw.
Me? Cade?
Yep.
Okay.
Very nice. So he thinks he picks up on your voice as much as he can. He kind of shoots over your way, but you're able to get out of the way of that. R2, you're up.
Okay, so we're gonna start moving up here. And let's see. I don't. Give me a sec to check the range. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Archie's going to just ready a blaster shot if he comes out swinging similar to Cade, and HK is going to do the same. There's not really much else we can do here.
All right, Dab, you're up.
I'm starting to think maybe we should just leave this up. What do you guys think? Just cut through and meet him in there?
I don't know. Can't see anything in there.
Yeah.
No, but you cut. What I'm saying is you make it through to the other side like this. Like
Through a
I
wall?
just did. No, along the perimeter of the wall.
That's against the wall. That goes all the way up.
Yeah, it's clip in the corner.
Isn't your darkness right there?
Yeah, but you don't take damage moving through.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You only take damage if you start in there or you stop in there.
Okay.
I mean, it's just the difference between him being mobile or not.
I think
Go
it's a good
ahead.
idea to keep it up then.
Okay, then I'm going to come through to the other side, and I'm going to look at him and say, "You have your chance, but it seems like you don't want to take it." And I'm going to reach out with my little nub, and I'm going to choke him. And instead of him making a save, I'm going to use pinpoint power, which means I get to roll against his AC.
Good.
Because I have a feeling he has resistance. So, does an 18 hit him?
It will.
Ooh.
All right, he's restrained, and I'm going to 5d8 force damage.
Not bad.
And yeah, now I've got him restrained, and I'm going to hold the rest of my action.
All right, Remy.
All right. Well, I'll run there, and
Where did you start? The darkness is difficult terrain. Are you
I
sure you got
have,
enough movement?
yeah, I've got 45. I also thought I had something for difficult. Might not.
Fucker slowed.
It's the new condition.
Read your update, man.
Okay, I didn't read my own.
Update every other day.
Fired.
Um, How much would it slow? Like, would I be able to get closer to him, Todd, or no?
What's that?
Would I be able to get closer to him or no? Curious how much it slows me.
So difficult terrain, it takes double movement. So if you were right here, you know, to get through, you've got, so 10, 20, 30, 35 out, you know, something like that. Or I guess you could go there at 35, say you're outside of it. So if you have 45 feet, like, yes, you could get it right up to him.
Okay, I just want to make sure if I was in melee range. Yeah, I'll get in melee range and see if I can make some connections.
All right, so
Nice.
striking out with the fists, 19 and 27 will both hit. 4, 2.
And we'll hit him a couple more times.
You do notice as you punch at him that you know, his thick hide or something, just something within him is shrugging off the full impact of the damage.
Is this
Punching out again, the 18 will hit, 13 will not.
is that acting as like a resistance for my attacks?
Yeah, you think something going on.
Would that
We've
counter
seen,
it or no?
yeah, we've seen the Tempest users before kind of be resistant to damage.
Yeah, it's not resistance to in the sense. It's to a
Right.
damage type, so.
Well, it says attacks and damage, so I guess I was just curious if that counted
But to
technically or no.
unenhanced. So because there would be creatures that would be resistant to attacks from unenhanced.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
okay. That's what I wanted to make sure. Wow, that's better.
Alrighty. Anything else?
That was my bonus action. So nope, good.
Okay. Rix, you're up.
All right. Unfortunately, I can't see anything.
Just run through, you'll be all right.
I don't think I can make it. I guess I can get maybe right to that corner.
I think you'll have to dash because it's difficult terrain inside there.
I ignore difficult terrain.
Yeah, I thought it did.
Question.
Oh, no, I would have.
Remy,
I know that that's
how many
a
did you
scout
hit?
thing.
23.
Yeah.
All right. So, you noticed that he does have a shimmering. There's something around him, surrounding him, and every time you punched, you got a kickback, and
He doesn't have worse armor.
18 points between your 3 attacks that hit. Kinetic damage came back on you.
So that's not like that's just like recoil basically.
Yep. Rix, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I will go ahead and move to this little corner here. And I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to put Ranger's Quarry on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also then going to use my bonus action to move my target lock from the previous target to him. So he's both quarried and locked.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my blaster attacks on him now.
And 19 will hit. Okay, that goes off. It did not seem to hit as well as it should.
Okay, and then I got a bunch of D6 extra things. Hey, look at that.
Nice.
Then I will use extra attack.
19 again will hit.
And then I'll get. Okay, Ranger's Quarry is just once per round, but target lock is each time. It's another 2.
Anything else?
When I moved, attacked. Oh, I can do my extra, my bonus action.
Didn't
My
you use your bonus action to target lock?
Oh, yep, you're right. Yep.
Sorry.
Good call. I felt like I was like, I think I used everything, right? Then I realized, wait, yep,
Yeah.
nope, you're right. I'm all out of moves.
All right. So you as well. Again, your shots aren't doing the impact you think they should. Then also there is like a recoil or something, as 13 points of damage come back to you.
Ooh, on ranged attacks 2.
Yeah. Okay. Just wondering if I would
That's
have.
fun.
Well, I won't worry about it now. So I may have stopped attacking if I knew I was gonna keep getting hit.
All right. So he will use a legendary reaction or legendary action and take a shot over towards you. Rix, give me a dexterity saving throw.
Isn't he restrained
Um,
from my force choke?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which technically should have gave us advantage, but that's fine. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
But restrain.
His attack rolls have
change.
disadvantage, but
It says has 4 slowed levels. So level 4 is speed reduced to 0. Can't benefit from bonus to speed. That's all that slowed says. Attack rolls against have.
Creatures' attack rolls have disadvantage.
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
that doesn't take into account things like burst or rapid or whatever. But
Right. That's the old restrained.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it's essentially the same, just with the.
They changed restrained.
You're
Yeah.
changing everything.
They just changed the first part to reflect.
I'm not even a Toydarian anymore.
Four
I'm
levels.
an Ewok.
Oh, that's a whole different flavor to this campaign.
So,
Four
Rick's
slowed level.
dexterity saving throw, please. You can have it at advantage. Okay, you're good. Cade.
All right, I will come in there. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And yeah, I guess you had your chance to surrender and you didn't take it. So
Good.
time to do some carving.
Oh! Your new catchphrase.
All right.
19 will hit.
This is probably going to be a big hit when it
17
comes
will hit.
back to me, but I'm going to go ahead and.
You technically have advantage on the rolls.
Ooh, yeah. Okay, I'll roll once more for the first one, once more for the second one. Okay, no crits. So, and then yeah, I will, because I have advantage. I'll do 2 weapon mastery, 2 attacks on the bonus action. It's gonna be a big kickback, but it should be worth it. And I will do. Oh man. I'll spend 2 force points each on the first ones to do an extra 2d8 on the first 2 attacks. So 8, 13, and then so yeah, 8, 14 on the first one, 29 on the second one.
Nice.
It's gonna kill him.
All of it together then looks like 43.
Yeah, I was just separating it because I figured you wanted it separated for resistances.
What's the 2d8 damage type?
It's the same. It's all
All the
energy.
same. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's still up, I assume.
Yes.
Then I will. This is a pretty good opportunity.
You got 4 shots on. So coming
Yeah,
in,
so-
swinging, taking 4 attacks, all hitting. They're just not slicing through though. Seems that something is he's shrugging them off.
I still have the damage on the second 2. I'm trying to determine whether I want to do force. I'm gonna spend 4 more.
All right, you got some lucky ass damage rolls on the feedback for only 14 points of damage on the feedback.
Oh, is that total?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Because how many shots did you do? 4?
I did 4. Yeah.
Okay.
So 21 on the first one and 19 on the second one. And you said minus 14 for the
Yeah.
feedback?
Yep.
Okay.
Total on this one is 40 points.
Yeah,
Ah.
looks like it.
All right. Anything else?
That is it.
Still restrained.
So he goes into a wild. You see him go into a wild rage. You guys are here, and he can't move because of Dab is right there, but he can still reach towards Remy and Cade, and he just turns 1 to each of you, and he's gonna make an attack on each of you.
We getting hut punched?
Butt punched.
At
Butt slap,
disadvantage.
actually.
Right, and those will be on Cade a 20 to hit, and Remy that will be a
You bet.
23 to hit.
Got it.
Yep, that hits me.
Take 5. Or 4.
Those were at disadvantage.
Yes and
Or they
no.
restrain
He
him?
shrugged off the disadvantage and just made them straight rolls. Remy, the damage hasn't come in yet.
Oh. That's awkward.
Cade, 8 points of kinetic damage,
All right.
and Remy, yeah, you'll shrug that off.
Nice.
Oh, it's so overpowered.
And you just see that yeah, he's just his veins have pulsed, they're just extra dark, and he is just in a rage, and you see him, he wants to rush around, but he can't, obviously, because Dab is holding him. But yeah, that is his turn. R2, you're up.
Alrighty.
Explosion. No.
Whoa, interesting idea. Okay, so you said it's difficult terrain to move through the darkness here, right?
Yes.
Okay, would I be able to like scooch past like this? Like I'm trying to figure out, yeah, what I can do here.
This spot for sure will hit you. This one I'll give you.
Does that? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's okay. In that case, I guess HK is just gonna move forward and sit. Let's see, right here, and R2 is going to move forward and I guess like move over. Now that still wouldn't. Yeah, okay, I guess that would work. I'll move here. Move here. And
Barely see him.
I know. I'm looking. I'm trying, and I'm gonna
Just
try
see him.
to. Hold on. What did we rule for Jet of Flame again? Because I was going to use it, but I don't want to like wreck Cade here.
In what regards?
Please not.
Like how it how it works in terms of hitting people, because it says just self 30-foot sphere.
If it's self, then that comes off of you, right?
Yeah. Gosh. Okay. Well, that's fine. I can't really do anything without getting hurt here. So, or getting hurt in like permanently. So I'm just gonna stay.
Okay. No, you're just sitting there then.
Yep. Can't get through.
All right. Dab.
So I still have him restrained.
Yes.
With my bonus action, I'm going to move him 5 feet into the darkness.
Oh, that's so mean. Yes.
Yeah,
No restrictions based on size.
of course not.
How far can you move him?
5 feet. He'll just be barely in the darkness. Yep.
Okay.
So he's half in and he's half out. I'm gonna come over here, and I'm going to. I guess I can burn the last of my. I'm gonna burn the last and just go all out here and do this again. But I'm going to pinpoint it with my last point so that I make an attack roll against him. $18.
18 will
Ooh,
hit.
Nice.
I get to reroll the 1.
Big money, big money.
It's a 6.
Oh my god.
29 points.
All right. So as you course the lightning out from your hands towards the hut, just see it course through his body and whatnot. And then as you release the energy, you look, and he looks completely unfazed by your attack.
No.
And
Like
it's just
none of it.
none of it. He's
What
like
the fuck?
smoking, but a little bit. There's a little bit of in a physical sense, some damage, but he is completely out of his mind and shrugged it off. Anything else?
I mean,
That is unfortunate.
yeah. No.
We're gonna die, aren't we?
I'm just gonna look at him and be like, your Wookiees are dead. Do you need some new thugs for hire?
Dab. Come on.
Is
Okay.
is he still restrained?
At the end of my turn, no.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
All right. So, end of your turn, he is going to take a legendary action and take a shot up at you, Dab. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Well, I'm gonna re-roll that.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen.
Oh man.
Of course.
Rotten luck.
14 points of energy damage as he pulls up his blaster rifle, takes a shot at you.
I have resistance, so 7.
Okay.
First bit of damage I've taken this fight. Look at that.
Remy, you're up.
I'm probably able to discern that he's probably pushing feedback as far as energy and kinetic damage, right?
Sure, yeah.
Or is it just all damage? Not that it matters for me, I guess. But... Oh, this sucks. Let's do no way I'm gonna be able to stun him.
Try slapping him. He probably doesn't have resistance to slaps.
I mean, my fists aren't hurting him. Slaps probably won't either. All right, let's just hope I don't die.
All right, so a 23 and a 15 will hit. So slaps go in, and he just stares you down, and it just nothing happens. And then you get a kickback still as your 2 punches go in, taking 11 points of kinetic damage back.
How much? 11?
11, yes. Anything else?
If I use something as a bonus action, I can only ready it if it's like an actual action, not the bonus action, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna disengage away from him.
All right. Rix.
Oh, all right. I'm afraid to try to hit him.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
If since he is marked, is he considered invisible to me if I'm on the other side of the darkness?
Um,
The reason I ask is because one of the things with target lock is
I would say no. I'd say you probably see him.
I could.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, because if the target's invisible, you can see it as if it were visible. I think 'cause it's like
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fine.
I marked him predator style or something. So I'm just gonna roll over here, and actually, first what I was gonna ask was when I saw him taking resistant and then doing feedback onto me when I attacked, did it seem like it was coming from him or it was coming from a external source?
An external source.
Okay. Do I see any kind of control panels or anything around him or on him?
Give me an investigation check.
It's the droid.
That is exactly what I was going to do on my turn.
All right. So you look around and spending your time trying to figure this out, you do see a small device basically at nearby his feet that there's not really any visual emission from it, but you do see something that sticks out that you question.
Okay. Is it at his feet? So like, could I get to it? Because it's like actually on him, like at his feet. You said.
No, it'd be like right here because he moved a little bit.
Okay. Question is, I want to try to shoot it or just grab it? Yeah, that's okay. I'll use my movement to move up to here and attempt to. I'm not sure if it's attached to anything or if it's just a small device I can pick up, but I want to attempt
small
to
device on the ground. Yep.
pick it up and turn it off. If there's like a switch on it, maybe.
Just keep it and run. Use it on yourself.
Oh, I don't know if it's emitting from him. Like it's yeah. I guess I want to try to turn it off.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. You're right.
All right. You can give me a technology check. All right, you are not able to figure out how to operate this device.
On, off. Oh,
Yep.
man.
Throw my define on there. I still don't know.
You
Okay.
don't know, no.
All right. So it's in my hand though, right?
Can I
Yes.
give him guidance?
Okay. I will. So use movement. I will now cunning action disengage and use the rest of my movement to come back to where I was.
All right.
And okay. I assume we'll say that my investigations and all that sort of stuff is my action.
Yes.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. Cade.
All right, so Rix ran up and grabbed this thing, or got this thing.
Yep.
Should have stomped on it, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 5 and
Toss it up. So okay.
15. I could run over there and lightsaber it out of your hand,
Please roll a
but
good
I'd
sleight
have
of hand.
I'd have. Well, yeah. 20, 25. Yeah, I
Wasn't
totally
counting
could.
on a weak ass technology roll.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna chance the opportunity attack. Move over there. Can Rix drop it when it's not his turn, or
Cannot. He's definitely going to hit you with a natural 19 as you run by.
that'll hit. That'll hit. That'll hit. But I have those 2 temporary hit points, so everything will be okay.
Okay, just stay here.
9
just
points
get
of
the
kinetic
temporary.
damage.
Yeah. So yeah.
Whips out his tail as you run by.
Ow.
Are you able to grab, like, just take it off of me, even though I didn't drop it?
I mean, can I grab it from him and lightsaber it, Todd?
You can. It's kind of on Rix to willing on his turn to do so.
Okay. Rix, how do you feel about your hands? I'm just kidding.
Why don't we just heal and we'll go around?
Yeah, I guess I will just spend.
No, it's not the time to cut this thing up.
I'll spend 2 force points to heal myself at 2nd level or at 1st level. Okay, and I think we'll call that my turn.
All right, he'll spend one other legendary action to take a shot over Remy and Cade. Give me dexterity saving throws.
Sure. Ooh, what's the potent aptitude R2? What die is that?
D6.
I'm gonna add that, please.
-1.
Come on. Okay, 13. Probably still not gonna save.
All right, so you're going to take a whopping 5 points. Got 2 nat 1s on the damage die. 5 points to you, Cade. Remy, you're good. You avoid it.
Classic monks.
Hey.
It is his turn. Dab, give me that necrotic. 6.
Let's see the kickback. Oh, I can reroll that.
Yeah,
7.
7.
All right, and then you just see him just kind of cry out and yell out, and it seems that this rage has just depleted, and he just hunches over. Looks like he's just tapped out, doing nothing. Just he almost looks like his eyes are still open. Almost like his brain is fried. R2.
Well, goddamn. Okay. We're going to make our way downtown and actually get in there.
Now that he's a vegetable.
Yeah, now that he's a vegetable, I think we can, you know. I guess, man, I have no idea how to do anything.
Oh
about
wait,
this.
doesn't he? He ended his turn in the darkness, so now doesn't he
Oh,
have to make a
shit.
strength saving throw and take some more damage?
He's
Oh.
literally, he is a vegetable right now.
So he takes an extra 2d6, right?
Yeah, if that does apply, then yeah.
Oh, that's rough.
Ouch.
Ooh.
The
Okay.
gift that keeps on
Droids?
giving.
Ouch. Okay. The trades will just sort of look in shock right now, and gosh, I have no idea. They don't know about the weird device thing yet. They aren't going to just immediately light him up, seeing that he's brain dead. They're gonna
You can
hold
let me
their
do it,
fig-
little guy. You don't have to do it.
they're gonna hold their action to, I guess, attack if someone else attacks.
All right, Dab.
Time
That lasted a
to
round.
meet your maker. I'm gonna shock him.
Okay.
Christ.
Shocker. Yeah, if you bring him back to life with this, I swear to God.
Cade's gonna be the one to try to keep him alive.
That will hit.
I
What
don't
if
think
his-
you hear me
what if his-
protesting.
What if his shield
All
thing's
right.
still up?
That
Probably turn it
will
off.
do enough, but there is a feedback blast to you for 5 points of kinetic damage.
I'll take half of that. Thank you. I search him. We search him.
Can you get rid of the I just like gesture with a lightsaber at the force tentacles?
Big old
I move
cloud
it
of
5 feet
darkness.
closer to Cade.
Ah, all right.
You're gonna get Rex.
I let it go. We Mike Mika. Mike Mika. Hey, Mike Mika, let's go.
Mika calls back and says, I'm actually just outside of the throne room. Coming up now. Sounds like you have found my brother.
The carver finished him. Yes.
I did not, but he is finished.
He comes in and he has couple guards with him next to him, and he comes in. He just looks around, and you see him just looking about the room and seeing the carnage, and he just has this blank, empty look about himself, and he then says to no one in particular, just out into the space of the room, "It seems that I am now the ruler of Clan Gilliak. Such a waste, such a bloody end for one hut's madness."
Did you find Vago?
I did not. As
Let's-
we determined or expected, I believe it was simply a ruse to try and get us to come to Zonnos. I'm not sure where he could be.
Well, now that you're in charge, once you make that public, I'm sure Vago will come out of the woodwork.
Yes, I believe that hopefully will happen, as long as he is not in any other danger.
Does he seem? I mean, he seems not himself right now, right?
Mika?
Yeah. Or is he just?
A little bit.
Okay.
Give me an insight check.
All right. Nailing it.
Okay,
I
so
always do really good at those.
yeah, you can. I mean, he just everything he's said and given the situation, he's just walked into the room. He, his brother, regardless of that relationship, is dead in front of him. There's a bunch of other guards and things all across the room dead. And he just kind of he says, he looks at you and he says, in just a very somber voice expression, he says, "I am alone now. There is so much to be done."
I'm going to flutter forward towards him and say, "You are not alone. You have us. Let us be your partners, and we will rule the galaxy together."
Jeez, all right.
I meant your empire together. We will rule your empire together.
That's better.
His expression doesn't change, but he just it looks like there is a little bit of acknowledgement, and he says, "Yes, I will certainly need your help."
I am sorry that there wasn't any other way. Zonnos didn't give us a choice.
I'd like to go up to Zonnos here and see if I can find whatever was generating that shield, this device that I couldn't figure out how it functioned.
And Rix is going to use it from now on.
I hope so.
So give me another technology check on the device if you want. So taking some time to play around with it a little bit more. I mean, you get some basic understanding that it is some sort of emitter, that it emitted, a feedback shield of sorts that's reacted to attacks within a certain range to the hut.
Hmm.
That thing gave a nasty kick.
So is it possible for us to be able to use it, or it was something special for him?
You'd have to figure that out. If
Okay.
you can, tinker
can
with
Let's
it.
go, gamers.
I can spend some downtime on the ship tinkering with some droids.
Ah, the ship. Right. We get our ship back.
Hopefully.
Don't
Count your chicks before they
don't
hatch.
don't beep that at me, R2. I don't need your negativity right now.
So I don't think huts have pockets. I would check his pockets for anything. But I don't think they have
Well,
clothes.
there are probably pockets of a sort in a hut's body, but you really don't want to be
Where
rooting around.
or they'd keep money and stuff. Yeah.
So Mika, he does chime in and says, "Yes, your ship. I will be able to get that released. You can return to that and take off from there if need. I have spoken with Captain Kryn, and she is going to continue her search for the source of Tempest here on Nar Shaddaa, and will be staying in here within the tower with me as a base of operations."
Can you take care of getting that bounty called off?
Yes, certainly. We'll definitely take care of that right away. It would not hold up much with Zonnos gone, of course.
Did Kate get his lightsabers back yet?
I have to go to the ship to do that.
We'll make sure that happens.
Remember that we have our friends to
Oh, yeah.
get off the planet as well.
Yep. Next order of business.
We will do that on the next chapter of Tempest Feud.
Or downtime.
All right, so yes, we will pick up in 2 weeks. You guys assumedly head back to your ship to pick that up, and then go from there.
Do I find my lightsabers?
They're
You will
missing.
find out when you get back to your ship.
Todd will do that to me.
As we close, can I look at Mika and say,
Take the anger that you are feeling and let it strengthen you. And we close.
Oh my god, the dark side.
No, don't do that.
There
Cade,
is-
I whispered it to him, so Cade can't hear me.
Okay. I'll just assume that that's not a good thing and just let that lie then.
And in about 2 weeks, I will teach you more about the Force.
Good night, everybody.
God.
Christ.
We go.
1 second.
Has there ever been a Sith Lord hut?
I know there was a Hut Jedi.
Yeah, I know about the Jedi. I don't know about the Sith Lord.
Oh,
I guess we can make new canon, huh?
yeah, why not?
Dab, so as you come forward and you whisper into the hut and just trying to push this dark influence upon him, give me a well, actually never mind, you're probably not doing intimidation on this. You can give me a persuasion check if you'd like.
No.
Why, Cade?
Watch him that 20 this.
The dark side of the Force.
It's a gateway to powers.
I called it. I called it. Oh my god.
No,
Oh, I
this is
called
what
that.
they mean.
It's on
This is what
stream.
they
I
mean
called
the
it.
dark side is more seductive because freaking dark side wielders are more naturally predisposed to convincing others to do it because they have higher charisma. God damn it.
Nat 20,
Never gonna be
and Dab, you have hit tier 1 major corruption.
That was gross. Are you okay?
I'm dead.
That was his face melting off.
You gotta roll
Yeah.
a d4 or are you gonna pick one?
My wings just
Major
change into
corruption
like
just happened, so
my wings
he
change like
has-
into metallic.
There's no physical
Yeah.
effects at this point. You have advantage on intimidation checks and disadvantage on insight checks against creatures with higher wisdom score than you.
Haha.
Damn, you can lie like hell to him, kid.
Actually,
Hey, Cade,
I'm not sure that Cade has a higher wisdom score than Dab.
what's your
Cade's?
wisdom score?
Mine's 14.
14, buddy.
Are we the same?
We're the same. One and the same.
Perfect.
Wait, I have intimidation advantage now.
Yeah, against creatures with a higher wisdom score.
Ha! Doesn't count.
It only
have
this only
intimidation
applies to
against-
people with higher wisdom score. If they have a higher wisdom score, you have intimidation advantage, but insight disadvantage.
Okay. All right. Cool.
All right, so we'll pick back up in 2 weeks as you guys are heading back to your ship. Everyone does hit level 8 finally.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Come
Question
on.
for you, Todd. I know at level 4 we did a point of ASI and a feat. Are we doing that at level 8 as well?
Yes, that is allowed.
Yes!
All right. So
We're 8 now.
Yep.
that was what?
Oh.
How much homework do I have to do now?
You get to level up. It's like the best part of D&D.
Yeah, man.
Guys,
leveling up.
You don't
Remy,
realize with the
Remy, do you want to give me your level? I'll take your level if you don't want to
with
use
the
it, buddy.
update, I already have so much crap to add in.
That's true.
It's not even funny.
Yeah, but
They gave
Todd's
me
gonna throw
basically-
Todd's gonna throw the Emperor at us next, bud.
They gave us 3
Yeah, we
other
gotta get rid of
abilities,
that.
and then one of them
Just
I
a
could
bunch of,
potentially pick 5 force points from.
Just a bunch of
We're so
CR1 droids. Alrighty, that's it. We
boy.
will pick up in 2 weeks, and yeah, go from there. So level up. Let me know if you have questions on that, and we'll see you guys.
Should
next
we
time.
Assume, do you want us to assume a long rest?
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay.
So actually, I guess I should say, you know, because of the interest in time, but you guys need to decide what you're doing from here. So basically, you guys are at the starship. So you've gotten into the starship. We can RP it on the Discord a little bit, and go from there. So, and then
That sounds great.
see what happens. And actually, I think I might do a few prompts via the Discord as well. Actually, I will for sure do
Sounds
some on the Discord. But yeah.
Sounds good.
Terrible hit point roll.
Good night, everybody.
Why you don't roll them? All right, guys. See you
I just take
next time.
All right,
Alright.
see ya.
Yeah.
Have we been taking the average? I don't remember.